Welcome, I'm Yosla. So today gonna bring you The Darkest Files. So the game is developed and published by Pain Bucket Games, and this about crime scenes where you see that something happened, and then you need to present those proofs to the courts, but you need to make it correctly, like that you imprison the guy that killed. The game has good options like to see highlighted objects, to interrupt, because you can go on settings and shows that if you want to be you to interrupt the the witness to ask questions, it can be you, or let the game automatically say if you want to interrupt or not. I think that's a good thing for the game, because sometimes players can be like, could I interrupt the guy that I'm asking questions or not? So you can choose if you want or not. So it's a good thing that developers did that. So let's start here. Okay, new save. Okay, so the other parts you can't do because you have part 1, the insurgent, part 2, and the epilogue. Okay, so the insurgent. So we have the story mode. This mode is for players who want to experience the story of the game without great challenge. Investigator mode. This mode is for players who want to solve puzzles and prefer more challenging experience, or custom. Choose your own difficulty settings and customize your game. I think I go for story mode because I want to see the story. Of course, this game is long. It's very long. But I prefer the story mode. Yes, the investigator, you have more things to do, but it's more challenging. In here is like you still have I think you still have the investigator mode, but isn't like super hard, is what I think. The events in our game are based on true crimes committed during the Nazi era, and we're investigating the young Federal Republic of Germany. With the exception of Fritz Bauer, the names of all the involved have been changed. Any similarities with existing persons of the same name are purely coincidental.
Frankfurt, West Germany, 1956. 11 years after the end of World War II, many crimes of the Nazi era still go unpunished. The perpetrators of these crimes are walking free. Many judges, prosecutors and police officers have already served under the Nazis. Now they have no interest in prosecuting their former comrades for actions similar to their own. For the victims of these crimes, this is unbearable. To end this, Attorney General Fritz Bauer establishes a special unit of young prosecutors with no ties to the old regime. I am Esther Katz. I am one of these prosecutors.
There we go.
We are investigating Nazi crimes and bringing perpetrators to justice. Not to avenge, not to heal, but to show that there are laws that apply to all. It doesn't make us popular.
Of course.
Most want to forget. Some want us to shut up. But they cannot stop us.
There you go. Good introduction.
Nothing belongs to the past. Everything is still present and can become the future again.
Good introduction to explain who are we, what is happening. Okay. So we go into the office. Part 1, the insurgent. Fritz Bauer advocate a criminal law. They attempt to social heal. A new job. September 11, 1956.
First day.
Whoa.
You've got this, Katz.
Okay. We walk. Nothing to interact. So archive is here. Remember that. Conference room. The room without a name. Kitchen. If you want to cook something, you can run. Okay. At a cast prosecute these hours. Christopher Walhoff, the other, okay. And Dr. Fritz Bauer. Okay. So H for new tutorial available. So if you want to see the tutorial, it explains alternative alt to go forward, alternative alt right mouse button to go forward. The accessible options. Okay, that I know. So go forward.
Now, where have I...
Who is that? Okay, so more dialogue choice. Inside certain dialogues, you can choose between different answers. Use, like, of course, to move between the choice, and E or left mouse button to confirm. Okay. Hello is this? Hello.
Good morning.
Oh!
We know that is our office.
Hello, good morning. Sorry I didn't hear you enter. You must be Miss Katz, right?
The right office there. No, yes.
Esther Katz, yes, that would be me. And you are?
Paula Fischer. Hello. I'm a legal assistant here for Mr. Bauer's team. Well, the legal assistant. We're a bit understaffed at the moment.
Nice to meet. What are you doing here? No. Nice to meet. What are you doing here? Yes.
I see. And what brings you to my office?
Right, I did not expect you this early. I've brought you this week's newspaper and a letter that arrived for you. Anyway, I should probably be going. I'll be at my desk if you need anything. You'll find me. Or through the intercom. We just had the whole system installed. It made my life so much easier.
When will Dr. Bauer arrive?
When can I expect to meet Dr. Bauer?
Mr. Bauer wants to talk with you once you've acclimatized. His words, not mine. He should be arriving soon for that matter, so should the rest of the team.
I see. Very well then, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on our team, Miss Katz.
All right then. First encounter, check.
New task, settle in and unpack my belongings. Let's sleep. No. We have a job to do.
Time for me to settle in.
Where I unpack my things? Cause this only that is to sit on chair. Oh, nice, that's cool.
The last holiday we spent together as a family. I'm so glad Dad made us do it. Franz was such a show-off that summer. Always trying to impress the girls. I wish you were here, big brother.
So it's, or the big brother died, or he's on another country. It's what it seems.
A new job deserves a fresh journal, ready to be filled with notes and tasks.
New tutorials, okay. Note the notebook. Your notebook contains your current to-dos. Overviews of characters are more accessed through the radial menu. Okay, so tab or mouse wheel. Interesting. So you can press to see. Okay, it appears in here. So dialogue log, case file, and notebook. So you do this, and it appears these characters and these like to see everything from everyone. Okay.
Look at that. Written evidence of all those sleepless nights. And the ton of coffee. But here I am. I finally made it. Pretty sure it was all worth it. I'm not letting you down. I swear.
Who is this? It's like our mother, right? It seems. So intercom, the journal, the letter, the phone. So what it says on notebook. I don't pack my belongings only yet. The journal, Bauer's witch hunt, recruitment efforts. Interesting. The letter. My dear Dad, my heartfelt congratulations on your promotion. Being a state attorney at the age of 30, that is no small feat. You achieved this on your own through diligence and brilliance of mind. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Though it is a great honor to work for the Attorney General Director, Dr. Bauer. It's not always easy to work with, I hear, but people are saying a lot of good things about him too, so please don't let me spook you. I wish you all the best for your position, oh father. has ever been proud of his daughter. With love, your father. P.S. Your mother asks if you are coming home at the weekend. I think she's still getting used to the fact that her daughter is working a job, not tending a family. There we go. The mother is like old school, like girls stay on home, don't work. But father likes that to be different.
Miss Katz, how can I help you?
That would
Nothing
be all for
now.
now. Thank you, Paula.
Okay.
Always happy to help.
The intercom, the tutorial. The intercom on 4. You can use the 4 to contact various people, including Mr. Bauer. The intercom is used primarily by Paula to contact you, but you can reach out to her by interacting with it.
No signal. The line must be dead. Maybe I should talk to Paula about it.
Okay, it appears here that someone is trying.
Hello?
Mr. Bauer is ready for you. He says at your own time. With him, that means as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'd better get going then.
Good luck.
That's good that it shows what is ringing, like that you know. Okay, Mr. Bauer. Let's go to Mr. Bauer, that's trickier.
Miss Katz, welcome to the front line.
Good
morning,
morning.
Dr. Bauer.
Just Mister. We're working together. My name, as you already know, is Fritz Bauer, General Prosecutor. Much to the displeasure of the public, I insist on investigating the many crimes committed under the NSDAP. Most of them, of course, have long since gone cold. And nobody out there truly wishes for us, for you, to solve them. Or frankly, to even touch them. A rather thankless job, may I say. Are you up for it?
Is this a test? No, yes.
I am. And I'm well aware of this.
You see, I'm not entirely sure of that. But no matter. Miss Katz, I believe I have the perfect case for you to start with.
I'm listening.
Hans Naumann. An older gentleman. Shot just before the end of the war.
What makes this case for us? What we know?
What do we know about the case?
According to the victim's wife, her husband was taken by uniformed men for no reason. He never came back. His body was found in a forest nearby after the war. Shot in the head.
Was it investigated before? Are there
Do
files?
we have any files? Any leads?
Yes, from the original investigation.
Okay.
Miss Naumann reported her husband's death to the police. A case was opened. The public prosecutor's office investigated members of the NSDAP local group. They're suspects. However, no charges were pressed. Based on the investigation, Hans Naumann was lawfully executed.
Was he accused on what basis?
And how did they reach this conclusion?
That you can learn from the documents. The first thing that I'll need you to establish is why Hans Naumann was taken.
Okay.
Depending on the answer, we'll see if the case warrants a full investigation. I asked Mrs. Fisher to prepare a file. It should probably already be on your desk. I suggest you familiarize yourself with it and invite the widow to give a statement. Mrs. Fisher should be able to help you with that. It might also be wise to check the archives.
Okay.
You never know what is hidden in these old boxes. Maybe something about this official order mentioned in the discontinuation report.
Something about the official order mentioned the
Ask
discontinuation.
Mr. Bournemouth for the keys. I believe he has a spare set. Good luck.
Right. Get the keys, check the files, and invite the first witness.
Okay, so in here.
And I need a refresher on the Nazi hierarchy. Understanding the chain of command will be crucial. Paula did say to ask her if I needed anything.
Okay. Paula. Paula can be tasked with various things like looking for missing files, doing more research on certain topics, or call in witness. You can also chat with her about various happenings in the office.
Miss Katz, how can I help you?
Invite a witness. I need some documents. No, new task. She's a lot of things. I need some
need some
documents.
additional files.
Something specific?
NS
I
organization.
need more details regarding NS organizations. Chains of commands, ranks, and badges. Anything you can get your hands on.
Of course, I'll get right to it. Anything else?
I'm not going to say right now. They invite
Thank you, Paul.
Here if you need.
the witness. Get key.
Oh, hello. Oh, please, forgive the mess. I'm afraid I didn't have the time to clean up. Miss Katz, right?
Yes.
Esther Katz, nice to meet you.
Pleasure is all mine. Christoph Olmuth. Christoph, preferably. I try to be on first name basis.
Is that usual? How's that going?
And how's that going?
It worked with Paula, not with Simon. Didn't dare to try it with Bauer.
Of course.
In this case, I would prefer you treat me like your male colleagues.
We are a small team. I'd love to tell you that we are small and tight-knit, but, well, happy to have more people join the fight. Especially someone like you.
Key to the archive, thank you. Someone like me?
And what do you mean by that?
Well, you're a woman.
Yes.
Right. Sorry. What I meant to say is, you're a woman and a prosecutor. That didn't sound better.
No.
Not really.
Right. Well, high time. That's it, in short. Right. Again, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Key to
Mr. Bauer
archive.
said you have the keys to the archive?
I do. We all. Oh, the spare. I tend to keep 2 sets, as I'm somewhat prone to displacing them. Just let me find it. And there it is. The master key. Be aware of its gifts.
Master key?
The master key?
It's from a story I used to read. You know, don't mind me. Good luck in the archives.
Okay. Does
Miss
she
Katz,
ask?
how?
Thank you,
Nothing
Bob.
yet.
Here if you.
Okay, so the archives.
The smell. Brings me back to all the nights at the library.
So, archive research. To find the archive file you are looking for, you need to connect a name to an archive number. Okay, it shows going to here. So, you need to connect a name to an archive number. God damn. So many names. So, read the case file, ask Paul to write, look for a field about the resist in the archive. Okay, Hans Naumann. Hans Naumann. So it has to appear Naumann, right? These are already K and so these are always same. All the drawers are always same, right? Yes, it seems. This shows everything. He said that there was here. Oh my god. This not. This not. Does it even have the name? Kuwait. Nuremberg doctor trial. Jesus. That's why you need to know. And this doesn't have to. Because you need to know how to interact. Because it said on the tutorial. Read the case file. So maybe it's on our office. Sophie in there to know to search. Naumann. Select a cut on the left side to choose. Okay. The detailed document view and labeling. You can enlarge any doc by clicking on it. You can also add labels. Oh my god. Your case file can be accessed in your office or through the radial menu, okay? It contains all relevant documents. Inside it you can select a category and flip through the page corresponding to that topic. Jesus Christ. Okay, so the number is 4HN. Okay. The investigation to the death of Hans Naumann from Monique has been revealed that he fell victim to a violent crime. For details, please see the attached file for report. We were able to identify 4 possible suspects who were connected with the victim's disappearance. Faltman, Kibitz, Schickbert, and Schwartz. The police investigation is thus considered closed, and we hereby officially turn the case over to prosecutor's office. If you got any questions during examination for indictment, please do not hesitate. There was reported to police in wooded area near Monique. The deceased was identified as Naumann, 77. The autopsy revealed that he was killed 7.65mm Browning caliber gunshot to the forehead at the close range. So, boom. No other injuries were found. The victim widow fulfilled a criminal complaint against on August 8, 1945. She had observed 2 men picking up her husband on April 28. 1945, so before he got killed, she saw 2 men. He had been considered missing ever since. The 4 suspects identified in connection with the victims, that they were these, disappearance were interrogated. All suspects testified that the victim was guilty of treason and was therefore lawfully executed. The evaluation of whether a crime has been committed is responsibility of the authorized prosecutor office. Herbert Schwartz, District Monique, report on record. Mr. Blockwar saw a man climbing up the block. Oh, this is the old case. Block flag Paul attempted to tear down the rake flag and replace it with a live flag. Midmaster ordered the perpetrator to stop and attempt to apprehend him. The perpetrator attacked him and fled the scene. The block warden was injured in result midsummer. Certain Meshtag local group. This is the photo. So Alfred August Faltman. I saw this name. Dear Miss Naumann, that is this. In the above mentioned procedure, we made the following decision. The procedure shall be discontinued. God damn. Because this is the old case. So in your questions, we need to pay attention to everything, because this is the old case. Like the everything reason. Hans Naumann was who carry out traceable actions in a wartime situation against Alfred Faltman, because this guy was as criminal. So the wife is Ludmilla Naumann. And then the questions. Please tell what happened on 28th of April. Sure, remember that my estimate called Alfred Fatman group task was with catching the criminal. Came to my office, he told it to go try and gave him a report from the rest, so I want to give Mr. Fulton your drive. What for? There was already in the country because of Americans who were floating like flies. Interesting. So as Paul look for one file about the resistance in the archive for unfilled documents. Unfilled documents. Because I saw that name. Where was it? Show transcript 7JN 1956. Okay. Because you can't do nothing in here, you can only do in this one. But there is nothing in here. Or is Paula already has it?
Miss Katz,
I need you to invite a potential witness.
of course. Who should I reach out to?
Ludmilla Naumann, the victim's widow. I want to hear her version of what happened.
Of course. I'm on top of it. Anything else?
Thank you, Paula. That will be all for now.
Here if you need anything. Miss Katz,
Thank you, Paula.
here if you...
Okay, doesn't have anything else. But it says that I need to go at those files. Look for unfilled. Look for filled documents about resistance in the archive. Archive research. When looking for archive, you first need to connect a name to an archive number by using the file cabinet. You can search, then search for that number in the bookshelf. And I did that, but there doesn't exist that. Ludmilla. Because in here there is nobody. And it's only in this one that I see this 7JJN. Because you can... there is more on top. Oh. Blind that I was. JN. There we go.
Found them. These seem relevant to our case.
Okay, Germans, national commerce in this most difficult time of our nation. Every respect for German fate rests on our shoulders. All Germans are called upon to fight against the traitors. Great measures, not an attempt. Join the campaign to liberate Bavaria. Citizens, this war is over. There's nothing else. Okay. Is it done, the mission? Yes. We get the archive, right? Yes, we got the archive.
Paula, how often do I need to tell you that my plaque belongs on my door and not on the floor?
That voice. Oh no.
And how often do I need to remind you that I am not your handyman?
Just fix my door, Paula!
Ugh, no. No. There's no way it's Peter's. Just no. I need to check it. I just... please let it not be him.
Check who's the final co-worker.
Miss Katz, how...
Thank you,
Here if
No,
you...
there's nothing in here. Samuel Peters.
This better be about my door, Paula. Tell me this is a joke.
I wish it
My
was.
thoughts exactly.
Falda, what are you doing here, Katz?
Funny. I was just about to ask you the same thing.
I work here, Katz. I'm Mr. Bauer's right-hand man. And I'm so sorry, but we don't really do marriage disputes for bored housewives here, you know?
I work
As
here.
a matter of fact, I work here as well. And I must say, this job just got much less appealing.
Just my luck. So you're the new hire, Katz.
In the flesh.
You won't last a week.
Big talk for you. No, I'll prove you wrong.
did, so I'm sure I'll manage. Just you watch. I'll outlast you. You'll...
Classy, as always. You know what? I don't have time for this. Get out of my office, Katz. Try not to embarrass yourself.
There's
Okay.
nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Okay, ending the day. Ending the day. Once you all your mandatory tasks are complete, you can go to the main door in the lobby downstairs to end the day and begin the next chapter. Okay. But you can always read, right, the case file in case you need to refresh the memory. So bookmarks, documents with marks will appear. Okay. if you want to put. But how I reach to case file? Select a category left on screen. Because in here is only because now we have these two. Dear Mr. Boss, investigation of Ernst Naumann. Okay, and this is like the old 10. So everything is together. The case, okay. It was close range with a gun on dead. Okay. Try to remember. I like that you can leave now. Because I have everything done. Okay. And in here is the dialogue, pause menu, case file if you want. Okay. Another day. The second day. September 17, 1956. Get to work. I just arrived.
Miss Katz, if you'd have a moment.
Can't I drink a coffee?
Yes, Paula?
I found some documents you asked for. They're waiting in your inbox. Oh, and there was a call for you. Asked for you to call back. I wrote down the number, left it with the files.
Inbox?
I have an inbox?
We all do, apart from Mr. Peters. He demands everything be handed to him personally, as if we weren't already understaffed. I set yours on your desk. It's where I'll be leaving any letters or files for you. And
Okay.
the daily agenda, if that's needed.
Who
called
called
me?
it?
I'm afraid he didn't give a name. An older man, I'd say. Sounded very proper, even if he did ignore my questions. Oh, he referred to you just by name, Esther.
Thank you, Paula.
Okay. Can we save? Yes, we can. Okay, that's good. Oh, but he's always doing autosaves. Interesting. The game is always doing
Time to get
autosave.
started.
Interesting. I wrote down a number that you should call back when you have time. Miss Naumann will arrive soon. Please update Mr. Bauer up after the interrogation. Uniform and rank insignia of the police lead of NSDAP, Rijksleadership, Gau administration. So these like what the hell? So Gauleiter de Portugal to worker. Without nothing is a worker, and this the max. Worker, district leader, head official. For the appointed as chancellor, while said region at the head of Gauss to the Gaulet appointed. Main uniform rank insignia. So this was like the guys that were fighting. German police, okay. Amnesia for the community, okay. Globic defense, okay. Jesus.
I still can't believe Peters is working here. Peters.
Exam Ludmil Naumann, my first wish. Give Mr. Bauer an update about my findings from the interrogation. Call back the number Paula noted.
I wonder if anybody can tell me how this happened. Who do I want to call?
Hello?
Okay, let's
Father?
call.
I didn't expect you'd call me.
It was
here.
the father, okay.
Oh, Esther, my dear, so good to hear you. Did you settle in all right?
I'm excited.
I have great colleagues. Well, most of them. And I believe I can do a lot of good here.
I see. Esther, there's something I want to discuss. Do you remember our little talk? It must have been last month.
The job
Is this
offer.
about that job at your friend's firm? Bergman, was it?
Bergman, Kranich and Partners, yes. Bergman is one of my oldest friends. Family law, very respectable.
I already have a
I'm
job.
afraid I'm not looking for another job right now.
Unfortunately, I know. It's why I have to do it. Esther, let me be very frank with you. I am proud of you. I really am. A prosecutor at your age? With the view on women on our line of work being what it is? I'd have to be a fool not to. But your mother and I, we are worried. Do you have any idea what they say about Bauer?
I don't care about any rumors. Some people hate him. I don't care
Dad,
any rumors.
I don't care about his private life, and I don't listen to rumors.
If that was his only flaw, Esther. The man's fanatic. You must see that. Listen to your father. Leave. Nothing good will come from this.
I make my own
I make my
decisions.
own decisions now, Father.
Oh, my silly, silly little girl. You... No, Essie. I must apologize. I did not mean to get so passionate about this. I'm just worried. You don't know how important one's reputation is. And if people start to associate you with that man. I just want what's best for you, Essie.
I know, Dad.
I'm proud of you. I know I already said that, but I really am. Like you can't imagine.
Okay, so you can see that he doesn't like that we work.
Paula?
Mrs. Naumann just arrived. I showed her to the conference room.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be right there.
The father doesn't like us in there. It work for this guy, right? Bauer. When Paula has new out, she will place him on your box. Okay, interrogation. Whenever a witness has arrived and is ready to be questioned, Paul will inform you about it via the intercom. You can then enter the conference to start questioning the witness. There, you can ask them about their version of events. Okay, what we have more to do? Give me some other updates. Other tasks. Ask around about Peters.
Can I ask you something delicate?
Of course. What's this about?
Peters.
Oh, what did he do this time?
And that already answers some of my questions. He didn't do anything yet. I just found it strange to see him here.
How long has Peter worked
When
here?
did he start working for Mr. Bauer?
He was here from the very beginning. One of the first hires. Or even the first hire, according to Christoph. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Mr. Wohlmuth. Apparently, Peters volunteered as soon as Bauer was appointed district prosecutor. Before
Interesting.
there was even any talk of forming a team. I know. I don't believe that either.
Your thoughts on
What's
Peters?
it like working with...
Terrible. Let me tell you, that man has no respect for me and my work. Or anybody else's work for that matter. Maybe except for Mr. Bowers.
Of course.
But he seems simply convinced I'm just here to be his personal maid, secretary, cook. My coffee, Paula. Where are my files, Paula? What about the witness I asked 2 minutes ago, Paula? And then that damn plaque of his. Don't even get me started.
His plaque?
Is the falling plaque a popular topic?
It won't stay on the wall. I've tried everything. And for some reason, every time it's still supposed to be my fault, my problem. That thing is either cursed or he knocks it down himself just to have something to complain about.
Is his work here any
How
good?
is his work? Is it any good?
Unfortunately, yes.
Of
I'm
course.
sorry, I shouldn't be saying that. I don't even think that really. We're lucky to have him. He's dedicated, diligent, and very good at his job. Mr. Bauer is more than happy with his results. I just wish his attitude matched his aptitude. Or that he'd clean up his notes once he's done with a file.
Thank you, Paula. I think that's all.
Wait, not so fast. Why are you so interested in Peters?
Knew him before, I not say I was just gonna know. Knew
He
him
was in
before.
my class when I studied law. In several of my classes.
I'm so sorry.
That's why I was so surprised to find him here. He was just a pain. Self-centered, snarky, full of himself. Clearly only in it for the money. No ideals. Just ambition and spite.
Oh, we need to get coffee at some point. And well, I don't know. Mr. Bauer does trust him for some reason, so that has to count for something, right?
I sure hope so. Thank you, Paula.
Okay, it's done about Peter, so let's go in here. Is it what we already have? Okay. So, we need to go in here now.
You must be Mrs. Naumann. Thank you for coming. My name is Esther Katz. I am one of the prosecutors in Attorney General Bauer's team.
Good morning, Miss Katz. I am very grateful that you found the time. The last prosecutor who looked into my husband's death didn't even speak to me.
God damn.
He dismissed the case, claiming my husband was rightfully executed as a traitor.
Why did the person think that?
Did your husband do anything for which he could be accused of treason?
Of course not. The men that took him weren't even looking for him.
I see. I know it's not easy, but please take me through the day your husband was taken.
Well, this is cool.
It was in April 45, only days before the Americans came.
Where were you that day?
Home. We lived in a small house.
Okay.
Hans was upstairs when the doorbell rang, before someone hammered against the door.
When you opened the door, who was it?
Interactions in memories. You can focus on certain objects of interest with right mouse button to ask a question related to it. There are optional and story-related interactions are highlighted in different colors. Main story objects are marked in yellow, whereby options are highlighted in teal. What means teal? Okay, I'm seeing. Teal is like a blue light. Okay.
There were two men. One of them was pointing a gun at me.
Did you and your husband live alone?
Your investigation rate has increased now. Because additional information. Huh?
No, there was also our son Jan.
Okay.
He insisted on staying with us to help around the house, at least until the end of the war. But he wasn't in. He went out in the morning before we woke up.
So, finding other things, it's good for the
Do you
rating
remember what time of the
of
day
the
it
investigation.
was?
There is 3.
We just had lunch, so it must have been close to 1 p.m.
Okay, close to 1 p.m. when they appeared, these guys. These only 2 track. There must have something else. Because in here there isn't. Maybe we need to progress a little bit more. It seems so. Because doesn't appear nothing else. Right? Yeah.
Do you remember what they looked like?
Both wore uniforms. Brown ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Brown? They were brown. Can I see in here? How I reach to those things? Brown ones. Only to see. Yes. So they were political leaders of NSDAP, because brown it had wheel like this. Were they police? Were they Wehrmacht?
Did they belong to the Wehrmacht?
No. Not Wehrmacht and not police either. Maybe some kind of party officials or something. One of them was small, thin. He wore glasses, I remember that. The second man was bigger. He was the one pointing the gun at me. He seemed to be in charge.
What made you think that?
He had 2 golden stripes on his uniform, and he was bossing the small one around.
Okay, 2 golden stripes. 2 golden stripes. that to be this manager? No, but True Golden. So local leader. Okay.
He yelled and waved his gun around to scare me.
When listening to a witness, you may get a chance to interrupt them by pressing right mouse. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is like if you have that activated, you have this to do. But I deactivate like that. I don't need. But right mouse button. Because like for me it's like this because I prefer to do this because timed. I thought it will be like you need to know when to interrupt. But it seems that you have a time, so that's good. But I prefer like this. Don't have time.
Let me stop you for a second. These stripes on his uniform.
Okay, so we need to choose because it's brown. Okay, so submit.
Could one of these be the badge you saw?
Your trade rate has increased.
Let me see. Yes.
There we go. I knew
That's
it.
the one here. The local group leader. That's the one.
Go to on the front.
That is very useful. Thank you. Please continue.
Case rating. What it is. No, this is not what it is. Case rating is in here. Once a case has been completed, you will receive an evaluation. Your rating depends on 3 factors: how well you can support your theory with evidence in court, whether you interrupt the witness with correct documentation, interrogation, and how thorough you search for additional information during witness testimony investigation.
They demanded to speak to Mr. Naumann. The gun was still there and I was just so afraid I couldn't even move. Hans came down and asked them what they wanted. They demanded to know if there was anyone with us. When we said no, the smaller guy looked in the other rooms. He found no one. It was only Hans and I.
Okay.
Then the big one told Hans that he had to come with them for questioning.
Interact. We can't move in here. Because if there was an initial information, but I don't see them. It's not outside, not in here. Not the clock, because we already did. These only to do. Where is the other information?
And your husband? How did he react?
Hans remained polite the whole time. He asked them why it was necessary, but the man ignored him. Then everything happened so fast. The small one said they'd let him go if our son would turn himself in. Then they just herded him out, like an animal.
Okay, exploring. Well, it is, but maybe no. Okay, now we can walk.
Did you see something outside?
3 or 3. Okay.
It has been a while. I'm not exactly sure. There was a car, I think. Yes, one of those big, terrible trucks that they used.
I remember them. They were just everywhere.
Interesting. There is nothing else because it's only 3 or 3. You can't even go up. Okay. That's cool.
This was the last time I saw him alive. Me and my son never got the chance to say goodbye.
Tell me about your son.
What was that man's comment about your son?
Jan. He was living with us at that time.
But why he wanted their son?
But he didn't show up that night or the following. He got into some trouble. Bad trouble.
Do you think the men were looking for
Yup.
your son?
I believe so, yes.
That's why they took the father, because or you deliver your son, or we're gonna pay, it's your husband.
At least that's what they said. But the previous prosecution wouldn't hear any of it. When Jan finally came back, it was already too late. We asked the authorities about Hans, but they pretended not to know anything.
Of course.
After war, my husband was found dead in a forest nearby. Shot. I believe he died the same day they took him.
Because he refused it.
I would really like to talk to your son about it.
You and I both, dear. But I am afraid that's not possible. Jan died only a few months after his father. Pneumonia.
Ah.
Hans was innocent. They killed him, and that's murder. No matter what they call it.
I hear you, Mrs. Naumann.
Please, Miss Katz. Will you find the man?
I promise.
I promise. I will find out who is responsible for your husband's death.
Thank you.
We will let you know if we have enough for an indictment. Please, Paula will help you to the door. Goodbye. I should update Mr. Bauer.
Update Mr. Bauer. Update Mr. Bauer. When finding a promised lead during your investigation, you should inform Mr. Bauer about it. You can contact him by using your phone or by going in person. Okay, give Mr. Bauer a film transcript from today's investigation. The transcript. Where is the transcript? It's not in here. Aha, transcript. So it's like the questioning that you did. The photo of Naumann, the wife and the son, Jan. Don't once your son turns himself in. He's free to go, your husband. There we go. Interesting. So why they wanted the son? Okay, so let's go for the Mr. Bauer. Mr. Bauer.
Hello, Miss Katz. Any news regarding the Naumann case?
Surprising
And
ones.
quite surprising ones. As it turns out, he wasn't even supposed to be arrested. The men were looking for his son, Jan Naumann. When they couldn't find Jan, they took Hans instead, the father.
I assume that's what Miss Naumann told you. But are you sure she is telling the truth?
According to the files, the man they were looking for had climbed up a flagpole, torn down a flag, and beaten up a block warden when he was caught in the act. Hans Naumann was 77 years old at the time. Of course, there are older men who are in good shape, but...
Pulling down a flag and beating someone up seems unlikely. I understand.
Yes.
I see, but why did the man take him, if they knew he was innocent?
As hostage, because they want him to say where was the son.
According to Mrs. Naumann, they took him as a hostage. They were hoping his son, Jan, would surrender once he learned that they had his father.
That's easy.
Highly illegal, even back then. Not uncommon, though. But why did they shoot the old man?
Jan didn't come?
His son didn't turn himself in as they demanded. They could have seen that as enough reason to kill their hostage.
Perhaps, but they hardly gave him enough time.
Yep.
Nonetheless, it is a case for us. For you, specifically. I will officially reopen the investigations tomorrow. You need to find out who was at the crime scene when Hans Naumann was shot. We need witnesses.
I'd start with the names mentioned in the files of the first investigation.
Excellent. Let's get this case to court, Miss Katz. And be mindful of time. We do not have nearly enough of it here. Since you have never led a case before, I want you to be prepared. Mr. Peters has agreed to look over your shoulder. and help you out. Present your findings, prove your claims. Please reach out to him.
I'll do what I can.
Okay. Interesting. So what we need to do now? Ask Paul to invite one of the
I'll
possible
need Paula to get me
culprits.
more information on the suspects.
Meet with Simon Peters. Okay, so who are the culprits? Only to see. So we have Faltman, Kipitz, Higbert, Schwarz.
And I suppose I should share the good news with Peters.
First, let's go to Peters. Oh, we have a cat. When did he appear?
Just great.
When did the cat appear in there?
I had a talk with Mr. Bauer. He wants us to get along, to work together.
I've heard.
Let's be adults
Let's
about
just
it.
be adults about it, Peters. Peters?
Yes, I've heard you, Cuts. Fine. Here's what we're going to do. Let's just call it a truce. I won't interfere with your casework if you stay away from mine. Agreed?
Agreed.
Good. And as for this whole preparing you for court situation, I swear to God. But there is no point discussing it before you've met the witnesses anyway.
Thank you for thinking I'm a total beginner.
Oh, you're welcome. Someone has to do it, since Mr. Bauer apparently overestimates your abilities. Anyway, get through at least some of your witnesses, and we can get it over with. And while we're at it, don't forget to bring some evidence. I don't want us to improvise the whole thing.
Okay, that guy is like an asshole.
That poor man. And that poor woman. She lost everyone she loved in a matter of a few months. I really hope we can help her.
I hope so too.
Anything I can do?
I need some documents.
I need some additional files.
I looked into the NSDAP local group from the original investigation.
Only a few documents survived the bombing, but I found a group photo and a member list from a few years before the incident. I took the liberty of marking the suspects. One of them, Mr. Schwarz,
Okay.
is dead.
Well, that was quick.
Just doing my job. Any other documents I can get for you?
Yeah, suspect personnel
The
files.
member list is helpful, but I'd still need something more about our suspects. Can you get me their files?
I'll reach out to the Berlin Document Center. But, just so you know, they tend to
Okay.
take their time. Anything else?
Nothing for
Thank you,
now.
Paula. That will be all.
Here if you need anything.
So we have a new file. I don't understand why. Oh, of course, that is not bookmarked. So suspects. Okay. So Schwarz is dead. That's why it doesn't show who he is. We have Schickert, Kieberts, and Alfred. So short and fat. Because like the lady said on she was remembering, there was a short one behind this guy. It's HQ. HQ will be Herman Kieberts, and then we have AF, Alfred Faltman. Okay, so Alfred and Herman that we want. Alfred and what? I already forgot the names. Alfred and Herman, right? Herman and Alfred. So let's start with Herman.
Miss Katz, how can...
I need you to invite a potential witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
Alfred.
Please invite Mr. Faltman.
We'll reach out immediately. Anything else?
Thank you, Paula. That will...
Here if you need anything.
There's nothing left for me to do.
Okay.
I should call it a day.
Because that guy was low rank than Herman. So he needed to follow the orders of Herman. Is there the guy in here? Only to see Alfred. Only to check if he had some. No. Not this Herman. Right? No, because it's Herman Kebitz. And it's not Herman Kebitz. Only checking. No, okay. Bye, cat. Bye. It's the only thing that I mind. Is the cat in there. The others, get the fuck out. I'm gonna be the owner of that. Okay, the first suspect, September 24. Check my inbox.
Good morning, Miss Katz.
First suspect will arrive soon. Inform Mr. Bao with the latest developments about the case. No end the Suez Crisis rearmament. Okay. Oh, the intercom.
Miss Katz, excuse me. The witness you asked me to contact, Alfred Faltmann, just arrived.
Okay.
Thank you, Paula. I'll be joining you in a minute.
And then the other thing was examine and then update. It's the power. Ah, the cat again. But it's the same that you can't. Oh, we can pet him.
You know, you really remind me of Kati.
Kati?
We had her when I was younger. Looked just like her. Wasn't nearly as friendly, though. No, she wasn't.
Who cares about the witness? All day pass is just watching the cat. Is what we care about.
Mr. Faltmann, my name is Esther Katz.
Wait a minute, the guy is already fat. No, it was Herman that I wanted. Alfred, it was the fat one. It was Herman that I want, the short
I am
one.
investigating the death of Hans Naumann in 1945.
What are you investigating? The case has
This
been
was
closed.
the guy. This was the guy with the gun.
New evidence has come to light. My department and I are checking whether the case needs to be reopened.
Sounds like wasting the German state's money. Just one question. Your name, Esther Katz. Are you Jewish?
Oh God. Why do we even
I don't
care?
see how this is relevant, Mr. Faltmann.
Oh, I'm just curious, but I see I must have touched a nerve.
Mr. Faltmann, please tell me what happened on April 28, 1945.
My superior asked me to arrest some sort of insurgent. A simple task I gave to my subordinates. I was quite surprised when I saw who they brought. I asked if they were sure they got the right man. The crimes that had been committed, they just didn't seem to fit the suspect they brought.
Of course, it wasn't the kid.
But Schickert insisted, so we took him back to the district office.
The district office, where was it?
The cellar of a previously bombed brewery. We had to relocate with all the bombings. It was cleaned up beforehand, of course. As much as was possible with the manpower we had. With how the war was going, we had to make do. Schickert and Kiebitz waited in the corridor as I spoke with the district leader, Mr. Schwarz. But he dismissed my doubts. Alfred, my man, you worry too much. It wasn't my place to doubt his decision, I thought. So we left his office and he gave the order.
The HUD shows your current goal and the names of people present in memories. To enable the HUD, hold space, but I only made to press one time. Because you can press like this, and it shows everything. That's cool. That they remember about that, to showcase everything that you can interact. It's always a good thing that I like to have. Additional information, 25? So in here we see Faltmann, Schwarz, Herman, and Karl. Okay, but there is nothing to interact.
What did he say?
Execute him.
That for his crimes against the German people, the prisoner was to be executed.
There is nothing to interact, like that tail. How is that possible? It's 25 men.
How did the men react?
I can't recall. It has been quite a while. I think they were a bit uncertain. Kiebitz, at least. I wanted to discuss the order further, but Schwarz went back to his office.
A new lead has been added to the notebook. Who gave the initial order? Well, it might be especially if that person knew Mr. Naumann. Okay, this only to go there. Still the same asshole, I remember. My name, their pearl anniversary. Sorry. He was like, I asked why he was killed. She remembers, she believes. So now we can search, okay.
What happened after Mr. Schwarz left the hallway?
We went to the captive. Kiebitz, Schickert, and I. I was hesitant, of course, but again, it wasn't my place to question. And let's be honest, in those times, heads rolled pretty quickly for defying orders.
A new lead has been added to the notebook. Who went to the cell? Mr. Naumann was out. It is crucial to know who was standing in the cell and with it. So, Schwarz said they gave the order to the execution. Who went to the cell? It was the other three.
This must be the cell. Where was the victim kept?
One of the cells, previously a storage room. Tight, dirty quarters with a small barred window. As soon as we entered, I hadn't seen him this up close before. I realized I just couldn't follow through with it. I told my men to stop.
Okay. He said to his men to stop. To not execute. Can we believe in that? And I still don't saw anything additional information. That's kind of weird.
What did you tell them?
That this could not have been our man. We had to convince the district leader to reconsider.
Did they agree with you?
Kiebitz did.
Kiebitz?
But Schickert, on the other hand, he wouldn't even consider it.
Okay, so Faltman said he didn't want to execute. Kiebitz said, but was agree with Faltman, but Schickert didn't want to. Schickert want to execute, like follow the orders of Schwarz. It's bad to say like that. I know it's confusing, it's a lot of weird names, but it's the reality. Nothing. It says 25.
The man was a maniac. Usually harmless, obsessed as he was with hierarchy. But at that point he had this fanatical look on his face.
Interesting. He was like, you want to follow, right?
What did he say to you?
That he would report me to the Gestapo. Now, you know what that would mean, but that didn't matter. I knew Mr. Schwartz. I knew he would understand.
Okay. Notebook. So Schwartz said all those three went to here. Who resisted Faltman and Sickert? Who threatened with Gestapo? Schwartz, or how it is the name. It's like so many names, like so weird names. It's hard to remember them.
I ordered Schickert to stay put and left the cell, looking for the district leader.
Like that, Schickert.
I was certain I could convince him this time.
Did you succeed?
I didn't get the chance. I was halfway through the hallway when I heard it. A gunshot.
Okay.
Schickert had gone through with the execution.
Schickert is the killer. You weren't in the room. What makes you so sure?
How do you know? I thought you had left the room.
Right. But it must have been him.
Yeah, but how you know it was Schickert? Like, if you are not on the room, I know that you say that, like, you want to execute, right? Follow the order, and the other didn't want, but you don't know.
He was so persistent about following the order.
But you don't know about that. Oh.
A brewery cellar seems a weird place for a district office. How did you have enough power for it to function?
Often we didn't. All those Allied bombs made sure of that when they leveled the city. We had to rely on our backup generator. That and oil lamps.
Research opportunities. After the interrogation, you can explore and investigate your surroundings further to unlock new research opportunities and hints. Okay. Let's search.
We had these oil lamps everywhere. In the bathroom, in the living room, in the kitchen.
Let's search
They
everything.
must have had petrol to run the generator. Or to destroy evidence.
True. It depends. Can interact in here.
The place was a brewery. Did you prepare the cells for the prisoners?
Not personally, but yes, a few rooms were modified adequately.
How long were the prisoners usually kept there?
Can't say. It depended on the case. However long it took for justice to be served.
We can see it was 6 days because 1, 2, 3, 4 and those like that 5, 6. 6 days he was in there.
What weapons did the people present have? Standard issue equipment?
Not at that point in the war. We used whatever was still left. If we could get our hand on a gun or a rifle, somebody got it.
That's the bullet, but we can't interact. It's only to open this.
And what does adequately mean?
It's been a while, miss. And I can't say it was something that occupied me. They were for criminals.
Because there is the bullet in there. But you can't crouch.
Did you have any contact with the surrounding local groups?
Of course. We had an older model radio station connecting us with the rest of Bavaria. Or what was left of it at that point in the war. Mostly other groups around Munich.
They seemed to scream forever. And you could still hear the bombs falling.
Okay, the alarms.
Did the group members drink on duty?
It was clearly forbidden. We did our best to enforce this rule even in those days. But most likely they still did. Just learned to hide it well.
What happened if you or Mr. Schwartz caught any of the group members drinking?
Usually I took pride in running a tight ship. You smell of alcohol while on duty? Dismissed. But at that point, they got away with just a slap on the wrists. We needed all the hands we could get, drunk or not. And with the Yankees on the streets, we all heard the bottles calling.
If they were dismissed for drinking, what would be the punishment for disobeying an order?
Okay, so we have another for notebook. Okay, I should look into dismissals for insubordination. Okay, who threatened the group? Who shot? So we have a hint in here. I should take a look into dismissals for insubordination. Nothing else. Okay. I need to check.
I think I'm still missing something.
So showing the order.
Was the victim your only prisoner at the time?
It's been almost 15 years, for God's sake, woman.
11.
You can't honestly expect me to remember details like that.
Did many prisoners share the victim's fate?
If they deserved it.
Interesting. If they deserve it.
Entire days in a damn cellar. They must have been bored and tried to pass the time.
Playing cards.
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We were Schwarz hands, so to speak. While most local groups were responsible for a section of the city, we were assigned directly to the district office.
Okay.
When did you move to the cellar?
2 months back, mid-February, after those pigs burned Dresden.
These two get out of this, but still missing more clues.
Describe the office of Mr. Schwarz to me.
It was sufficient. At the end of the day, it was just an abandoned cellar. It was the one room with which we did the most, let's say, renovation. For a man of Schwarz station, it was nothing more than an, again, sufficient office.
Okay,
So,
now we can interact.
District Leader Schwarz wasn't further involved with the execution?
Why should he be? There were more important issues that needed his attention. His responsibility was to make the decision and give the order.
There was no execution order in the files I got. If it exists, I should check if I can get my hands on it.
Okay, we need to ask Paula.
You said you had mentioned your doubts to Mr. Schwarz.
I did. I tried to convince him to reconsider. Unfortunately, he remained unbudging.
Do you remember how long the two of you talked?
Well, now that's... well, can't say. It must have been a while. I did try my best. Unfortunately, once again, it wasn't enough.
What were Mr. Schwarz's responsibilities?
He was the district leader, the highest authority in the city. The question should be, what weren't his responsibilities? Everyone in Munich answered to him.
I should consider the chain of command.
A new hint has been added to notebook. So we have in here, I should see the person is mentioned by either name or function. Jesus. God damn, dude. Because these like the order.
What
So
can you tell me about working
Schwarz,
for Mr. Schwarz?
top.
It was a true honor. Comrade Schwarz was an exemplary German and a magnificent leader. I have him to thank for my work ethic. I learned much from his example. We all did.
So Schwarz top, and then is
What about
Faltman.
you? What was your role in the district?
As a group leader, I made sure Mr. Schwartz and the party's will were enforced in the city. He needed somebody he could trust, someone who would see to it that order was maintained. That was me.
Of course. Then we
What
have
can you tell me about Mr. Kiebitz?
Kiebitz.
Exemplary subordinate. Loyal. One of the few people among that band of ingrates I knew I could rely on. Unfortunately, Schwartz knew that as well. Kiebitz might have been a member of my local group, but he mostly worked directly for the district leader.
Can you tell me more about Karl Schickert?
Karl Schickert is the guy that wants to kill.
A damned idealist.
That he
He
thinks
wouldn't
that
shut
kill it.
up about duty and Prussian values. Still, I can't say anything bad about his work. Always diligent, hardworking, and unbearable perfectionist.
Interesting. Nothing else, only to see. There must be something else. Because there is one missing. Oh, there it is.
Do you know what weapon Mr. Schickert used?
I didn't see it, so no. The one he was issued, I suppose. What does it even matter?
I know what weapon was used to kill the man. I just need to know who had it.
There we go. So a lot of things for the notebook. It's gonna be crazy. So I should see the person is mentioned by either name or function. I should take dismissals. I should investigate to add access to the murder weapon. There is a lot of things that we need now. Okay. Go, go, go. But I like it like
just to
the way
confirm,
it is.
Mr. Schickert shot while you were not in the room any longer?
That is correct. And that is all I know.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Feldman.
I take back what I said in the beginning, Miss Katz. Perhaps it is right to reopen this case after all. Have a good evening, miss.
I should update Mr. Bauer.
New document available. That is the testimony about, the questions that you need to him. Right, so he shows in here the zip codes, yes. 2 children. Mr. Schwartz and me were in the office, step out the hallway. Mr. Kiebitz, Schickert and I walked to the cellar, of course. Inside cell, Mr. Schickert insists on punishing. Mr. Schickert threatened to report us to Gestapo. I left to convince the district and I heard the noise of a gun. Mr. Kiebitz confirmed it. No, I need some
I need
documents.
some additional files.
Information on Mr.
Is there
Kiebitz.
any chance some files regarding the group members' responsibilities remained? Mr. Kiebitz's specifically. I want to know if he at any point worked directly for the district leader.
I'll see what I can do.
Anything else?
Local group
I need
equipment.
information on the equipment used by the local group. Weapons mainly. As bureaucratic as the NSDAP was, they must have kept some sort of record.
On it.
Execution
According
order.
to the suspects, the shooting was ordered by the deceased Mr. Schwartz. But I saw no copy of such an order in the original case's files.
That's weird. I'll look into it right away.
Anything else?
Update on personal
Any
files.
updates on the suspect's personnel files?
I've made the request, but no news since then.
Interesting.
Berlin's as silent as always.
I need you to invite a potential witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
Schickert.
Please invite Mr. Schickert next.
We'll reach out immediately.
Oh, and did you have the chance to talk to Mr. Wohlmuth yet? He found the blueprint of the old brewery that you might find useful. It's where the district office was located at the time of Mr. Naumann's arrest.
Thank you, Paula.
Now this one was sure full of himself.
Okay, because we want now to know Schickert, his side, if he shot or not. And then we ask the other.
I wouldn't bother.
Est, Miss Katz. Welcome.
Well saved.
Quick save, Mr. Wormwood. You're getting better. A few more weeks and you just might get it right straight away.
I sure would hope so. Actually, before you start, would you mind if for a change I ask you a question?
Sure?
Go ahead.
Am I wrong, or have you and our resident pessimist met before? I mean Simon, or Mr. Peters, if you prefer.
We
Studied
do know each
together.
other. Not closely, but enough. We studied together.
Didn't
I
expect him
didn't
here.
really expect to see him for a while after that, to be honest. Especially not here. Not someone who'd take a job like this. Or so I thought.
Didn't
We
get
didn't
on
really
well.
get on well, though. We did even worse than here. So that's saying something.
So we are
yes,
met.
We've met before.
Was he always this much of an ass?
He
Yes.
actually got better, if you'd believe it.
No.
Really, he was much worse.
Your opinion, Peters.
So, what about you?
Me?
What do you make of him?
Oh, he's a nasty piece of work. Unpleasant to be around. He makes everyone around him miserable.
Oh,
But he's a capable prosecutor. Very capable indeed. I'm glad he's on our side. Anyways, is there something else I can help you with?
The
Paula
blueprint.
told me you have something for me. Some sort of blueprint?
Right. Let me just see, where did I put it? What a mess. I've been just buried in all of these papers since morning. Altöttinger Straße 35. There we go. As we can hardly access the original crime scenes, blueprints like this ones are our second best thing. They are what you will be using in court to reconstruct your
Jesus.
case.
Thank you.
It's not a problem at all. We need to have each other's backs here. So, who do you think did it?
I'm sorry?
The old man. Who shot him?
Bullet theory. Oh my god, there you go. This thing now that it's cool. The blueprint shows the crime scene and the people involved. Your goal is to build your own theory of the course of the crime by arranging the actors for each step. The crime is divided into 5 steps. Each step is connected with a question that you answer by constructing it on the blueprint. To answer critical questions, jump to step 5. Okay. The last step is to find out who pulled the trigger. Choose a figure and assign it to the action to determine the shooter. So last step is to find out, choose a figure and assign it to the action to determine the shooter. So Schickert. Move to the office now, to here. So it was Faltman and Schwartz were here. Kibitz, he was here too. Whoa. Okay, but who shot? For now, is Schickert. Here you can read what your witness has stated. As soon as you have questioned more suspects, their statements will appear. You'll find the blueprint in our office from now on. Continue to close the tutorial. Because Faltman said, I left the district leader of the third innocent walking down the hallway. I heard gunshots. So Faltman... I can't. Because Faltman will be in here.
I think it could have been Schickert.
And is that what your witness told you?
Yes.
It is.
Just remember, you can't always trust what they say. People lie, misremember, make honest mistakes, even more so when they're potential suspects.
True. Who saw SSI, right? We know that, it was the all that killed and it was the fucking guy that was telling.
Our role isn't to retell the testimonies in court, but to build theories of what actually happened, which might be different from what any witness tells you. But here I go, babbling away again. So, shouldn't keep you any longer. Hope you find the blueprint useful.
Another
Actually,
question.
I have some other questions.
Oh, thank God. I take any reason not to go back to all this.
About someone.
I have some questions about somebody.
Who?
So you?
You, to be quite frank.
Then the answers might be quite boring. There just isn't that much to say. The name's Christoph. Again, I'm a public prosecutor, as you might have guessed. Though I'm more of a pre-trial one. Interviews, research, documents, not court.
Okay.
I never did well with trials themselves.
Where do you study?
didn't study in Frankfurt, right?
Hamburg, mostly. Did a few years in Berlin first, but on the wrong side. Doesn't count here.
So you're from...
The East. Yes, don't hold it against me. Hardly my choice. And I've never been much of a comrade anyway. Too many books. Not enough worker spirit.
How you
I'm
get
sorry
here?
for asking, but how did you end up here then?
I crossed before 52. It was easier then. No fences, no restricted zones. You just had to worry about the patrols.
I have a different...
Okay,
I
about
have some-
someone, because to get more information
What
on
can
the
you tell me
notebook.
about Mr. Bauer?
He's the reason we are all here. You don't see many people in the system interested in these cases.
Unfortunately.
He's, I'd say, inspiring, in his own way, at least through its work. But himself he is demanding, isolating, devilishly intelligent, but in a way which leaves you feeling judged. At least that's how it leaves me.
Paula
Our legal
Fischer.
assistant, Paula.
She's wonderful. She can be a bit of a pain, but she's wonderful. Truth be told, the whole place would fall apart without her. But don't let her hear that.
Falls apart with
This
Arthur.
place falls apart without one legal assistant?
Without our only one. And that woman does the work of an entire team. Without complaining. Well, no, she does complain, but not earnestly. Just don't ask her for coffee.
Coffee?
Don't. Trust me on.
A bit of
What do you
pain.
mean she can be a bit of a pain?
You might have already noticed, but she can be rather, let's be honest, nosy. Unless you get something in a sealed envelope, it's safe to assume that she's already taken a peek.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
interesting.
personally mind, but I believe it can get on one's nerves.
What can you tell me about working with her?
You can rely on her. You need any files, if they still exist, she will be able to get them. And she takes the initiative. She starts searching for them even before you realize you might need them. Which again? It might have something to do with how she reads through everything she can get her hands on.
I have a different question.
About
Can
work.
I ask you a few...
How long have
How
you
long
worked
have
here?
you worked for Mr. Bauer?
Here? Almost since the beginning. Which sounds good, but really means just a few months. We are a new team.
And before that, what did you do?
3 years in Hamburg, public prosecutor's office as well. Didn't really fit in there. And before that, well, that's a different story.
Have you worked with Mr. Bauer before?
Didn't get the chance, no. And even here, it's not exactly working with him either. Under would be a better term. Usually, at least.
What can you tell me about working here?
Long hours, little pay, cases which more often than not fail to even reach court. But it's an important mission, and, ironically, rewarding. The cases we work on, they already have had to wait far too long.
I was a bit surprised we are not at the main office.
Right, Bauer's idea. To put it simply, he was and still is afraid of sabotage.
Of
Too
course.
many people there he wouldn't trust. Files went missing, evidence got misplaced. So he decided to rent this place and repurpose it. And here we are.
Did you see Mr. Bauer?
Did I? Oh, yes, some 2 hours ago. Trust me, you don't want to get in his way today. He was in a real mood.
I think that's...
Okay, like
Don't
that,
be-
we have everything like on our notebook about all the conversation in there. So where is the blueprint? It says in our office. But where? Because I want to put this dialogue, case file, notebook. Is it in here? No. Ah, the blueprint. Okay, so I forgot to put Faltman in here. He can only be in there. It seems so. Can only say that it's in here. Like that, it says he was on the how it's called that, the alloy. So update Mr. Bauer on the investigation.
The door is locked.
Miss Katz, how can I help you?
Did you see Mr. Bauer?
I wish I did. He got a call and had to leave. Urgently. Let me tell you, he was in quite the rush, murmuring something about Argentina, of all places.
Guess I won't be updating him today. Thank you, Paula. There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Let's say goodbye to the cat.
Oh, hello, Marlene.
Pet the cat.
Oh, I'm glad you are so cooperative. Oh.
Talk to the cat. Okay, so now we need to leave. It's always cool to have a cat in there. So now we're gonna talk with the guy that Faltman say that killed, that is Schickert or something like that. The names are so confusing to say. Okay, that's not a good image, seeing a guy spitting in front of us. September 27. Check my inbox.
But on her first case.
Still, functioning free press is simply crucial to the...
Wait, shh, I think she's coming up.
Okay, they are talking about us.
Good morning, Miss Katz. Have you seen the news yet?
So, what were you saying about these news?
Oh, there's an article in today's Blatt. Have you seen it?
Blood?
Tabloid?
That might still be too nice a word for them. A filthy rag slandering you with lies, Miss Katz.
Me?
I'm afraid so. They didn't include your name, though, thankfully. But uppity female prosecutor in over her head can't really refer to anybody else. It's typical, really. Whenever we achieve something, they're right there mocking us for trying. Don't even give it a second thought, Miss Katz. It's lies. All of it.
I need to check this out. No, it must mean I'm doing something.
If they're angry, it means we're on the right track.
That's the spirit.
Okay, the inbox. Second test will arrive soon. Update me so with latest conclusions. We received some files that should have contained the information on Mr. Kibbutz you asked for. Sadly, they were badly burned during the bombing. I hope they can still be used of. Ah yes, I can understand everything. Group leader, base manager, group workers. Yes, I understand. We were right about NSDAP bureaucracy. They kept track of everything. I pulled a list of weapons that were issued to our group members around the time of certain of the crime. Okay, I need to check in here the millimeters, for the gun. Okay. I don't know if it is possible that the previous persecution overlooked this. I found Schwartz order and turns out even it refers best to Jan Naumann. That we know about that. He wanted Jan Naumann. And here we are. Persecutorial misconduct, red foul. Okay, so I want to check is the gun. Okay, first let's pick up that.
Yes, Paula?
The witness you asked me to contact, Karl Schickert, just arrived.
Thank you. I'll be joining you in a minute.
I just want to see the gun. Where was saying the gun? Okay, 7.65. It's not these. 7.65. The problem is there is a lot, right? He only says 7.65 Browning caliber. Browning. Browning caliber. So FN Browning. But that guy isn't there.
Mr. Schickert, I didn't expect you yet.
Arriving on time means you're 15 minutes late.
I'm glad you're so cooperative. Thank you for coming. My name is Esther Katz. I am the prosecutor in charge. I'll cut right to the chase. What happened on the 28th of April back in 45?
So, you're finally reopening the case, aren't you?
You seem excited.
You seem excited about this. What is it to you?
Let me put it this way. I still have a score to settle.
A score to settle?
It is time for some gentleman to answer for what happened back then.
Just to be clear, you are referring to?
Kibitz and local group leader Faltman.
Wait, Kibitz and Faltman, the two that didn't want to execute, so they are working together to make him to be like the guild, like the guy that killed it?
So, your superior and your colleague. What had happened?
On that day, Faltman, Kibitz and I had captured an alleged insurgent. We had taken him to the district office and locked him in a cell. It was an old man.
Was his name Hans Naumann?
It's more than 10 years ago. I'm pretty certain that this was his name, yes.
Please describe the situation.
Shortly after, the two men came out. Pointing to the cells, the district leader gave the command.
We already know about that he said to execute. That's true.
What kind of command?
He ordered us to shoot the prisoner.
That what we already knew. Okay, let's see what we have here. 42?
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We mainly wrote reports and helped in the district where help was needed.
Spending entire days in a damp cellar. He must have been bored and tried to pass the time. How was working under District Leader Schwarz?
He was a strict man with defined values. Easy to work under because he was so organized and knew the strengths and weaknesses of each member.
Interesting.
How was working with Mr. Faltman?
A power-hungry bully who kisses his boss's butts and belittled his subordinates. And that's if you were on his good side. Let's say his threats shouldn't be taken lightly.
Interesting. I should ask Paula if she can find any information about this.
Okay.
How did you and Mr. Kibitz get along? You both held the same title?
Mr. Kibitz. Yes, we both were local group members. We did not get along so well.
There we go. Interesting.
How did you fit into this local group?
I have always proudly done my duty. I oversaw security.
Very interesting. Kibitz and him work together.
Were your group's actions documented?
Certainly, but that wasn't my task. District Leader Schwarz took care of it. But most of those files were destroyed, unfortunately.
If somebody did stay with Schwarz, it could have been documented somewhere.
A new hint, a notebook. Insurgent person is matched by... I should turbo stay behind with Schwarz. I should take it to missiles. I should investigate to add access. Claims Mr. Sickert shoot the victims regarding his object and even threatening him with Gestapo. Fritz Bauer. Okay. Now I think we
For
have
how long
something.
did Mr. Faltman talk to Mr. Schwarz?
It was just a short meeting, maybe for a couple of minutes.
Okay. It's not how he said it was long. He's a liar.
Were there any other prisoners at that time?
No, the old man was the only one that day.
Okay.
How did the members of your group spend their free time?
They went drinking together. Not me though. I don't drink. I prefer being home early and getting a healthy sleep.
So Faltman was lying, saying that they couldn't drink, but sometimes they will hide. And we already saw that is fake.
Was it common for prisoners to be executed?
No, we were a local group, not the SS. The district leader returned to his office together with Mr. Kibitz. Mr. Feldman asked me to follow him. Together we walked down the corridor to the cell where the old man was kept.
Okay, same thing.
I can still hear the air raid siren in my head. I remember Mom waking me up. Pack your things, get into the basement.
So he said that it was only Naumann in there.
Was your local group in contact with other local groups?
We were in permanent contact with all the other Bavarian groups.
How did you make sure you had enough electricity?
We had a generator for power outages and oil lamps.
That continues to be the same as the other. That's it.
Who prepared the cells for prisoners?
A few colleagues from the local group. It did not take much to set up. With a bucket and a mattress, it was done.
Just a bucket and that's it?
They were prisoners.
Did prisoners ever stay longer?
A couple of days maximum. They were here for interrogations.
Okay, we already have everything.
What did Mr. Feldman do?
The group leader raised his voice.
Do you remember his words?
He told me to shoot the prisoner.
So these are already different.
And did you shoot the prisoner?
No, I did not. The man was clearly innocent.
Why?
How did you come to this conclusion?
He was accused of... what was it again? I remember someone mentioning it. And me thinking, that's impossible. The whole thing didn't match up.
How did your superior take your refusal?
Not well. He yelled, and I argued.
Okay.
Do you remember your words?
I told him that it made no sense and that we should refrain from doing that. Group leader Feldman then threatened me. He said he'd report me to the Gestapo, that I would be severely punished, possibly killed.
But you still refused.
I did. I just couldn't do it.
It's gonna be hard now.
I left the room. Outside the cell, I met Kibitz, who was about to enter. A gun in his hand. Cocked. The next thing I hear is the shot.
And the bullet is in there. Okay. So for him, he saw Kibitz. So for now, Feldman said that who killed was Schwartz, and Schwartz he said that was Kibitz. It's gonna be hard.
So what you are saying is that Mr. Kibitz shot him?
He did indeed.
Schickert.
I know it.
Kibitz, he said that that Schickert, like Feldman said that Schickert killed it, and the Schickert he say Kibitz.
But why would he do that? What was his reason?
What do I care about his reason? What he did was wrong. That's why I'm glad the case has been reopened. You break the rules, you get punished. That's the way it should be.
We will make sure the right people face the consequences, Mr. Schickert. Thank you for coming in.
The pleasure is all mine. Goodbye, Miss Katz.
Interesting.
New documents are available. Okay, you played as Paul to look for Faltman threats. Like, oh damn, dude.
The suspects contradict each other in multiple aspects. I should see if I can make some sense of this on the blueprint and get this meeting with Peters over with.
Miss Katz, there was a call for you. Actually, it was multiple calls.
Yes, Paula?
It's your mother.
Is
Did
everything
something
alright?
happen? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, everyone is doing fine. More than that, splendid.
Right.
She just wanted to talk to her daughter, very urgently.
Now that was quite an interesting development. Somebody sure is lying. But who? Can't say I envy your job right now, Miss Katz. Apart from that, how can I help you?
I need some
I need
documents.
some additional files.
Information on Mr.
One of the
Faltman.
suspects mentioned something interesting about Mr. Feldman. Could you check if there was anything strange happening with his subordinates? Threats, blackmail, anything?
Of course. I'll start looking. Anything else?
Who played on personal
Are there
files?
any updates about the personal files?
I suspect I already sound like a broken record to the Berlin Document Center. Sadly, no news yet, but I will keep you on track once I hear something.
I need you to invite a witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
You're
There's
now
one man
Kibitz.
left. Hermann Kibitz.
Will do, Miss Katz.
Okay. So now we come here to the thing.
With so many smokers here, I doubt this office will ever be free of the cigarette smell. They are supposed to be good for you, though. That's what my doctor said.
Who ordered the execution? Who went to sell? Okay. So who ordered the execution? Schwartz? Who went to the cell where Mr. Naum was held? Faltman? Who went to the cell? So we put all three. No, but wait. Mr. Val armed me to follow him to the where Mr. Naum, but Kibitz wasn't. For now, we put Kibitz now out because Faltman say all three were here, but Schickert say he wasn't. Right? That's the issue. Who resisted the order? According to it is the issue, but we need more. Who threatened with Gestapo? In here we know it was Faltman. And in here now we have to wait a little bit more because R.A. Schickert say it wasn't. He say it was Kibitz and that he was in here. Okay. Woo! This is gonna be hard. Let's put like this first.
Who do I want to call?
Parents.
Katz,
Mom, what happened? You've been calling non-stop.
Essie, are you alright? We've been so worried.
Why?
Where is this coming from, Mom?
The tabloid, of course. Didn't you read what that hack wrote about you?
It's
I'm
fine.
fine, Mom.
But,
I mean it, Mom.
well, alright, if you're sure. You poor thing. I just hope no one else figured out it was all about you. Oh, how embarrassing that would be.
Mom.
What? Essie, I worry about you. People are confused enough about the origin of your father's name as is. Now, with that article, I'm just afraid of what other people might think of our family.
I see.
But enough of that. Let's focus on the now. I have wonderful news, Essie.
What? You can't just...
I just invited the Müllers for coffee this Saturday.
The
We were just
Mullers?
talking about me destroying our family. And now you want to tell me all about the Müllers?
Oh, don't be like that. You have to come. I'm dying to show off my smart daughter.
Who are the Müllers? Do I even know them?
I don't think you have met them yet. They just moved into the piano floor of the house opposite.
Wait, did the Webers move out?
No, the other house. The Langs.
Well, a memory about someone.
You remember the Langs, right? Thomas Langs. He used to work at the bank. You used to play with their daughter. Black hair, a ponytail, always got her dress dirty. I just can't remember her name.
Interesting.
I really don't know who you're talking about. Anyway, I can't this weekend.
Oh, what a pity. The Müllers are really nice people. And they have this good-looking son.
Mom!
Of course.
All right, just mentioning it. No ulterior motives. Another weekend then. Are you free the week after?
I need to get back to work now, Mom.
A shame. Get back to me soon, will you?
Sure. Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, Esther.
Okay. So, but she has like blocked a memory of someone that the mom knows. You could see in there. Interesting. Okay, Mr. Bauer.
Miss Katz, I take it your sparring with Mr. Peters went well?
He was very collegial.
Yes, I've heard the two of you don't see eye to eye. I'm glad to see it hasn't proved to be an issue. Now, how's your work progressing?
I've interrogated 2 of our suspects. They contradict each other in almost all of their claims. Can't even agree on who was present for the murder.
There were similar shift blame. There were similarities. No, shift
They're
blame.
shifting blame. One says Schickert shot. One, Kiebitz did. And there's no definitive proof for either version.
So it's word against word. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. Very well, considering the nature of this investigation, I'd say it's still proceeding apace. 1 suspect left. Hopefully, he will be able to clarify some of our doubts. Either him or the files. Which would leave us with one final issue. Court. Once you've heard the final testimony, you need to prepare to present your case. That means reconstructing the course of the crime and finding proof that would back it. As mentioned, Mr. Peters will help you out. Teach you how to present your findings, prove your claims. It will help you to familiarize yourself with the ins and outs of court. We cannot afford to fail at court, and preparation is the key to success. That's why I urge you to start with your training right away and build your theory. Once you hear from all witnesses, we need to move to court quickly. I hope it's all clear?
Yes. God damn. Second to the crime scene. So in here, this is the order. So Schickert didn't go along with Kiebitz, but Kiebitz were good with Faltman. So both are out in here, and Kiebitz shot. Who threatened with Gestapo if the war was refused? Who threatened? Faltman. He couldn't be outside already, he had to be in here. Kiebitz was outside because he said he came. So like this. Who Who shot? Like this.
Oh, good you're here. Mr. Peters asks me every 5 minutes where you are and when you're coming. Not only Peters' patience is growing thin.
Is everything okay?
I don't want to sound unprofessional, but working with him is a pain at times. Why does he always have to be so rude?
I don't know what his problem is, but I have little hope that it will ever get better.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
Okay, meet for court train with Mr. Peters. The cat.
Honorable Miss Cutts, would you be ready then?
I think so. How are we going to do that?
I will act as defense and court, and you will do your part.
Did you read the
But
files?
have you studied the case well enough to actually help me here?
Yes, I did. Some people have to take their work seriously, you know. Anyway, you present your prosecution, support your conclusions with evidence, and win the case. And I'm trying to stop you from doing just that. Should be a piece of cake. For one of us, at least.
Okay, presenting your theory. Start presenting your theory to the court by pressing play on the blueprint. Okay.
His execution was ordered by Herbert Schwarz, the district leader for the city of Munich. As the senior member of the NSDAP involved in the crime, he bears the main responsibility for Mr. Naumann's death. Mr. Schwarz is unfortunately deceased and as such cannot be tried. This does not, however, absolve his subordinates of their culpability.
Objection. According to the witness statement, it was Mr. Schickert who gave the order. Can you support your claims with meaningful evidence?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. If you would take a look at this.
This, oh my god. Proof that Mr. Schwarz gave the execution order. The victims filed against the four suspects in connection with the victims also specify that the victim was guilty of treason. No. Schwarz. In above proceedings made raises the victim try to read Mr. Well, the investigation that's not from the police investigation. What is the correct one? Proof that Mr. Schwarz gave the execution order. Person, no. He's the victim. Was a insurgent. This order by the district leader was carried according to the enforced time. The police investigation is thus closed. Is this one?
This document clearly states that it was Mr. Schwarz who gave the order.
Not bad, Cuts. But not great either. If that's all the prosecution can come up with, the case is as good as lost. Knowing the right answers is often not enough to win your case. You also need to form the right conclusions. Conclusions the court is willing to follow, because they are plausible, and because you can back them up with evidence. A valid conclusion is always based on several clues. The one clue we are very certain is true is that Schwarz gave the command. So your conclusion should be based on that. Open your case file and give it a go.
For conclusions. For each question you can create a single conclusion. Click on the first conclusion to create. Who ordered the execution? I should see if the person is mentioned by either name or function. Drawing conclusion. A conclusion is a combination of three clues that support each other. To add a clue, select the first document. Find the first clue. Who ordered the execution? The former prosecutor mentioned it in his discussion report. Add it to first conclusion on discontinuation report. this one. Because it says the good or by the current time of crime. Add 2 more clues. Find 2 more clues proving that the district leader gave the execution order. If you get stuck, you can use the help button to get hints. Okay, that's always a good thing. Find 2 more clues that prove. Okay, try to see. Maybe these ones.
This makes sense.
There we go. Great. After complete the conclusion, it will be shown as conclusion prepared. Okay. In the conclusion menu, please keep in mind that this does not confirm the conclusion correctness. Oh my god.
I think I got it.
This doesn't work.
Proof rejected. Oh, and we have attempts. Int. The prosecutor has handled the case in 1947. Mention the person by rank. If you don't know how to prove your claim, you might as well withdraw. By rank. I should see if the person is matched by either name or function. Additional hint. The prosecutor who has handheld the case in 1947 mentioned the person by rank. Okay, this one. Not in here. In the testimony, where it is. Hands, the smaller one. Doesn't say in here, right? Yeah, the badge. There you go.
Just as I feared.
What? How it was wrong? By rank. The official order is signed by the person in question. What? So we don't need these, we only need these. He signed, not these. Schwarz. Is it correct now? What? Do I need to put in order? When examining 1947, Air Schwarz confirm who ordered the execution. The prosecutor who has handheld the case in 1945 mentioned the person by rank. The prosecutor. So I think it's the last one that's wrong. It's not here. The prosecutor has handled the case in 1947 mentioned the person. It's this one that it says. Maybe I need to put... that's the issue. I don't know if I need to put in order or not. So if I need to put the order that it says in here. That's the issue. Or you can't put how you want. Because prosecutor... Because I don't know, I'm not understanding is the order, if you need to put in order or not. Because can be the order or something else is wrong. Because is signed Schwarz. That is not. The person has mentioned in Gas de Gang. $47. That had to be this. The official execution order is signed by the person in question. Can't be this one, because this isn't the one that has the signature of Schwarz. It has to be this one. Right? Is signed by the person in question, Schwarz. When examining it, Schwarz confirms who ordered the execution. Dude, I like I say, it's better to save. You can't even save. You need to. They don't even let you to save. Wow. I should see if the person is mentioning it by name or function. So maybe it needs to be in order. Like this, Schwarz, right? When is I mean 1947? Herb Schwarz confirms the order execution. Herb Schwarz too. In the name of German. The official execution order is signed by the person. And interrogate. When is Schwarz confirms who ordered the execution.
Just as I feared. Your task was to link further documents proving that Herbert Schwarz gave the order for the execution. Not... What? Then let's hope you do better.
I understand. Thank you, Peters.
I didn't understood.
Your case is waiting. Better luck next time.
What now?
You can't finish your theory before hearing that last witness. So you could go home. Personally, I like to be prepared. So I tried to see if I can find more conclusions. But I was always willing to go that extra mile. You do you.
Peters?
Cuts?
There's nothing left for me to do.
I didn't understand what they wanted more. That's the issue. I didn't understood what they wanted. The last one. Because they said Schwartz. I have everything with Schwartz. That's the issue. One thing, if it was only one paper to present, when it's a lot, it's very hard. October 4.
Good morning, Miss Katz. Oh, and there was a letter for you. I left it on your desk. Miss Katz.
Read the letter. Last service will arrive. Mr. Peter wants to talk to you. The document from Berlin should be arrived later today. If you need any others, I might still be able to pull a few strings and get them in by the end of the day. I found a letter about Mr. Faltman concerning one of his subordinates and the Gestapo. Concerning the incident base manager Elstig, the suspect was arrested by the Gestapo on 5 January. All gangs that Elstig held in local groups are revoken from him. Elstig is not allowed to join party and is serving a prison set. The base manager's arrest was made possible thanks to the righteous denunciation by his direct superior, who is loyal to the Reich, and his people should be commanded. Jewish pig, we know where you live, we know what you do, we are watching day and night, we see you. The German people have been through enough because of vermin like you. You should have burned with the rest of your kind instead of being hiding in the gutters where you belong. You want to attack US, so here US, you will burn. We'll finish what we start, beginning with traitor trash like you, okay? It's not good for us.
Mr. Kiebitz has just arrived. He's waiting in a conference room.
Was something
Was
off?
there anything unusual about this letter? Did you notice anything off?
Off?
Was it brought in normally? Delivered personally? Or, I don't know, anything?
Can't say. It came with the post, like letters do. Is everything all right?
A threat
It was
letter.
a threat letter.
A threat? Oh dear. I'm so sorry.
Do you notice
You're
anything?
sure you didn't notice anything out of place?
I'm sorry.
Right.
I can't
I
let
can't
it stop
let
me.
them stop me.
Still, if there is anything I can do, just say the word.
Okay, talk to Mr. Peters.
What?
Bedtime?
Not like there's any other. But yes, tell me, Katz, has anyone been to my office?
Don't know.
Not that I know of.
No help, unsurprisingly.
What is it
So,
about?
What is this about?
Someone was here. Just don't say anything. Someone was here, in my office, going through my documents, through my files, through my cases.
How do
Why
you know
do you think
that?
someone was here?
I have my ways of knowing.
Ways?
Of course. Something more specific?
The lamp was moved, if you must know.
That's bad.
That's not good.
Tell me about it.
I believe you.
So, what can we do?
Well, Wait. You believe me? That's a new one. Huh. Thank you. I think. Right. What now? I wish I knew. More locks? I need to at least change the current ones. That's for sure.
What do you have here anyway? What's the case?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
What?
You haven't exactly inspired confidence with your performance at our mock trial. But as much as I hate it, having someone else be familiar with it would be for the best. Just in case. And it's not like you can be my thief. So what's the harm?
I'm listening.
I'm all ears.
What do you know about the camps?
Remind
Probably
me.
less than you. Remind me.
Concentration camps, tens of thousands big. The largest, over 100. Himmler's solution for those the Nazis considered Untermensch, subhuman. Jews, communists, the disabled, and the deviants, all who didn't fit the perfect Aryan society, sent to starve and work themselves to death, or worse. Imagine this: hundreds or even 1,000 prisoners per barrack. A block of those surrounded by electrified barbed wire. Overcrowded, makeshift wooden structures as the only place to sleep. Cold, cramped quarters. Hunger, illness, vermin, death. Children, women, old people, it made no difference. All forced to do brutally hard labor. And worse. Then there's the rest of the camp. A moat along the border, followed by 2 layers of, again, electrified fences and walls. Watchtowers along the entire length, of course, with searchlights and machine guns. And here, get to the case. Should anyone try to escape, camp guard were on strict orders to immediately shoot to kill. No warning shots, no nothing. Just kill the prisoner. Any hesitation would be punished. But the number of such incidents is... it's far too high. It just doesn't add up.
How can you prove it?
Alright, so you need to prove they lied. How do you do it?
You're thinking too small. It's not just the guard, not just what they did. It's that they were allowed to do it. Do you really think their superiors didn't know what was happening? Do you think it was some kind of unauthorized behavior? Rest assured, it was very authorized. So yes, we need to prove they lied, that they murdered the prisoners. But more importantly, I need to prove who knew about it and allowed it to happen. And let me tell you, the suspect list, it's something.
Yeah, that poor guy. You're gonna have a lot of work. Okay, interview the last witness.
Good morning. My name is Esther Katz.
A pleasure, miss. Could you tell me how long I have to wait for the prosecutor?
Mr. Kiebitz, I'm the prosecutor here.
Oh, modern times, I guess. How long will this take?
As long as
will
it needs.
take as long as it takes.
It's all right, miss. I'm just asking.
Let's get started, shall we? This is about the arrest of Hans Naumann in Munich on April 28, 1945. According to a witness, 2 men picked up Mr. Naumann from his apartment. Were you one of them?
You're pretty, you know that?
Mr. Kiebitz, were you one of those men?
No, I wasn't. We drove to the house. Then our group leader and Mr. Schickert got out of the car to arrest the man.
No, that can't be possible. Okay.
Then they tossed the old man into the car and headed to the district office.
Please describe the situation.
District Leader Schwarz came out and gave the command.
What were your local group's responsibilities in the very last days of the war?
We were responsible for all concerns and for many households within Munich. Above all, we tried to eliminate insurgencies.
Why did you relocate the office?
Because of a big air raid. We wanted to be underground. We hoped that we would be safer there.
Of course, because of the bombs.
What command? What did he say?
He ordered us to execute the man.
Same thing that everyone says Schwarz said to execute.
Then he left. I felt uneasy. This wasn't right.
How? Everyone is always uneasy.
How many people were in your local group?
Around 10, but we were never all present at the same time due to shifts and different responsibilities. 11, 12. No, we were down to 11 then. The Gestapo took Ludolf back in January.
So the Gestapo threat wasn't something new.
Okay, so the threat was nothing new.
Did Mr. Schwarz even get to see the victim, Hans Naumann?
Not entirely sure. He was in his office when we brought the perpetrator.
The victim?
The victim into a cell.
If Schwarz didn't see the victim, did he know they had the wrong man? What did he know?
Asked Paul to look for the district documentation on Hans Naumann. So he didn't knew that he had the wrong
For
person.
how long did Mr. Faltman talk to Mr. Schwarz?
Miss, it was over 10 years ago. I don't remember. Couldn't have been too long, as Mr. Schickert didn't have enough time to really get on my nerves.
Okay.
How was your relationship to Mr. Schwarz?
He treated me fairly and friendly. I learned a lot from him.
How was working under Mr. Faltman?
Great. He was a good leader and a better man. It was a pleasure to work with him. Even though some people might have disagreed, we had our share of malcontents in the group. But he knew how to deal with them effectively.
What were your responsibilities in your local group?
Most of the time I accompanied District Leader Schwarz and drove him when he needed a driver. He knew how to convey power and discipline.
Okay.
How did you and Mr. Schickert get along?
He and I didn't have much to do with each other. We were just part of the same local group. He was no feast for the eyes, a cranky guy, strange. Always strict with his work, but annoying from time to time. He was obsessed with Prussian virtues.
They always contradict each other. You can see that.
Were there any other prisoners at that time?
Obviously, yes. We had to put the traitor somewhere. We adapted part of the storage rooms as cells.
Were summary executions common?
In those days, yes. We followed group leader Faltman to the cell. There was tension.
There was tension.
I can still hear the sirens, but it may just have been a minute full of despair. If you survived it.
Nothing about the alcohol. So Chu said there were prisoners.
Was your local group in contact with other local groups?
Just in Bavaria, there were 28 local groups. We were in constant contact with them.
How did you ensure the energy supply?
The district struggled to produce enough energy. There were frequent power failures. For emergency, we had a generator. If worst came to worst, we used oil lamps.
Okay. Same thing as the others said.
We all entered the cell.
Okay. We all entered the cell. According to Faltman, same thing.
What was Mr. Faltman doing?
Group leader Faltman seemed to hesitate. He shared my concerns about killing the old sod. He told us to wait.
The same thing that he told. Chu combine.
Yet Schickert insisted.
Same thing that Faltman told.
He referred to that new order about dealing with insurgents. He was such a stickler for the rules. He could be really annoying about these things.
What did he say?
He yelled he would report us to the Gestapo. Faced with this open threat of being denounced, we did not dare to act.
It's the same thing as that he told Faltman.
Were the compartments prepared to host prisoners?
Kind of. We adjusted them so our prisoner could stay there for interrogations and not get out.
For how long were the prisoners held in these cells?
Mostly around a week.
This different. A week?
Being locked in a cell like this, not knowing what would happen next, this must have been so hard.
The tension was strong. Group leader Faltman ordered us to wait once more. But Schickert drew his gun and shot him.
This is different. Okay, so in this story, Sticker, they were all in the cell and saw Sticker killing. This is totally different now. Because two were saying that they were outside and one stayed in here. This one say everyone was here.
So what you are saying is, Schickert shot the old man against Mr. Faltman's order?
Exactly.
That's horrible.
These are brutal events you're getting to hear here. Are you sure you're up for it? Honestly, no one would think this is a job for a woman. What do you have to prove? I will file a formal complaint.
A complaint?
What would you like to complain about?
About talking to you instead of a real prosecutor.
I see. Well, if you think that's necessary, go ahead. Thank you for your time, Mr. Kibitz.
Goodbye, Miss Katz.
That's all the witnesses. Let's see if I can make some sense of this.
So, I know it doesn't balance out the morning, but there's at least some good news today. One word, Berlin.
Did the document center come through?
Here you go. Personal files for Kibitz, Schickert, and Faltman.
Finally.
Right? Just in time.
I know that you have just questioned the last witness. Have you discovered any new leads? With a few calls, I might be able to get hold of a few more urgent documents for you. But I would need to do so right now, and I can't guarantee they'll make it in time.
Need some
I might
documents.
actually take you up on that.
Hans Naumann files.
There's a chance that Mr. Schwarz did not see the victim himself. If that's the case, my question is, what did he see? What did he know when he ordered the execution? I'm going to need whatever files would have been on his desk on that day. All that he could know about the victim. Arrest report, personal file, records, intake forms, whatever there is.
That's quite a wide net. I'm on it, of course.
Anything else?
I better get back to the reconstruction board then.
Okay. Oh, I have a phone.
Esther Katz speaking. Hello? Anybody here? Hello? Great. Just what I needed now. Not disconcerting in the slightest.
Threats. Pussies! Is what I have to say. Okay, new in here. That is one. For the attention of misguidance, I've got this fall information about Armor Kibitz. The of Schickert. And in here we have transcripts that are the questions that we did. Okay. So what we have to do now? Finish your theory reconstruction book. You can now finish your theory you want to present at court. Once you're ready, just talk to Paul so she can start preparing the indictment. They all contradict each other. Is what it is. So, who ordered the execution? Schwarz. Who went to the cell? Mr. Naumann. So now, Kibitz, Mr. Fall or Mr. Secretary me to follow him into the compartment. So everybody was here. That's the issue. So we have two guys, Faltman and Kibitz, saying that all of three were there. But Schickert say Mr. Fall ordered me to follow him. This is the issue. How we know who is telling the truth? Oh, okay, these are only to do law immediate. Let me see this. Like this, he puts. So they are. This one say Kibitz was with Schwarz. Right, he was in here. But Kibitz says everyone was here. So because we have two people saying the same thing, I'm gonna put everyone in here who resisted the order. So Faltman, I saw Mr. Naumer banned by age and refused to follow the order. Mr. Val told me to shoot the suspect, but I resisted. Mr. Val said the victim saw the victim and refused the order to go through the execution. So, who resisted the order? Like, everyone says, Chu said it was Schickert. So... who resisted? So everybody was in here. So we can only defy order. Who resisted? Let me see this. In here is like Faltman saying. I think it's Faltman because he complained, right? He said to not shoot and okay, let's put like this. On the 4th, who threatened with Gestapo? So both say, well, let's say like this. Both say Schickert. Both say. But in this version, everyone is in here. Meanwhile, this one says the same thing. Okay. Who shot? According to this one, they say Schickert. Two against one. Two against one. Let's say that Schickert shot. But the issue is that this one says he was on the hallway. Schickert say he didn't do. I'm gonna like this. It's 2 against 1 because this one says everybody he was in here. So it's going like everybody goes there. Faltman says, no, I don't want. I'm gonna present. Is what I think. I think it's like that.
Esther Katz?
Essie, it's good to hear your voice. I hope I'm not disturbing you. I didn't like how we ended our last conversation. I know your mother's little parties are hard enough on you already. I shouldn't have brought up your work in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose my temper like that.
It's alright.
Don't worry about it, Father. I know you are just worried.
I was. I still am, but it's no excuse. With that said, I'm calling because of a different matter. It's close, isn't it? Your first trial?
I'm excited.
I can't wait.
I know the feeling well. The facts on your side, all the statements lined up just so, the big speech prepared. It's intoxicating. Sometimes too intoxicating. Don't let it get to your head.
Thank you, Father.
But Esther, after the trial, I'm sorry, but please remember what we've talked about. It's not too late to leave. Nobody would think less of you.
Stop.
Father.
Just think about it. That's all I ask.
Do you receive threat
By the
letters?
way, there's something I wanted to ask you.
Anything.
Were you ever sent threats?
That's a very specific question.
It's
What
just
can
curious.
I say? I just got quite curious.
No, of course. Let me think. A few times. Yes, well, with some of the less savory cases. Just don't tell your mother. She'd be worried sick. God knows that's the last thing she needs.
I just got one. A threat letter.
Ah, of course. That's much earlier than I'd have expected. I knew Bauer wasn't a good idea.
It's not
This
about
isn't
Bauer.
about Bauer.
Right. It's not about his, and by extension your work, upsetting the public. None of this would have happened with Bergmann, Kranich and partners.
Let's stick to the
Can we
subject.
please, for once, not talk about your friend's law firm?
You're right. But this is just exactly the thing I was afraid could happen. But so much earlier than I thought it would.
Earlier than you
Earlier?
expected?
So you expected this to happen?
At some point, yes, of course. We all, or most of us at least, do. When it comes to the really bad cases, especially in that team of Bauers, I knew it was a bad idea.
What should I do?
Nothing to do, I'm afraid. You can report it to the police, but they won't probably be of much help. It's just a letter, a horrible one, but still, it's just paper. And some ink, I suppose. Nobody would dare to actually act against a public prosecutor. We are civilized.
We were so 20 years ago.
Just like we were civilized 20 years ago.
That's a good point. But it's different. You're a servant of the law, of justice. And for anybody who'd call himself German, that matters. It has to. As for the letter, try not to think about it, as hard as it seems. Personally, I used mine as kindling for the fireplace. No point in holding on to trash. This way it was at least somewhat useful.
Well, I better get going now. Still lots of work to do before the big day.
I understand. I'm always here for you, and also, good luck, Prosecutor Katz.
Okay. Let Paula prepare the indictment. Let me only save. Save. The last suspect. Jeez, these save so much.
Good news. The documents you asked me to track down, I reached out to someone that still owed me a favor. Let's leave it at that. A courier just dropped these off. I hope they prove useful. Let me know once you're ready to go to court.
Okay, new documents. Detention reports. In case of male, date of birth, signed, Alfred Fatman. So Fatman is the guy who signed it. So maybe Fatman is lying. Is what I'm seeing, because for what I understood, right? It was in here. Let me see only one thing. In here it was Browning model. Member number. Member number, it's not the same. No, or 51. No, it's 40. Is 40 134 41044. It doesn't have 5186 5186. Haha, 5186 Schickacht, sorry, and 050198. Okay, so it has to be Schickard, because we know it was with 7.65 Browning gun. There we go. Okay. So we know who shot already. We know Schickard shot because in there it says who has that gun. The member, so...
Miss Katz, are you finished with the case?
Why finish it today?
Remind me, why do we need to get it done today?
In short, because we're running out of time. The statute of limitation is about to go out. The last of our cases are from 1945. In 2 years, we won't be able to prosecute most of them. And there are so many of them that with the manpower we have, we need to keep tight deadlines. If a case takes too long to prepare, we must move on to others.
Yes.
I believe I'm done, yes.
Right. I'll start writing the indictment then. I hope we can get some justice here. Shall we go to court then?
Can I save? Yeah, no.
Let's go to court.
Okay, court preparations. Once your investigation is complete, you'll have to go to the court present case in front of a jury. The court day will automatically begin after you end the final day as usual. It can help to prepare your conclusion on the blueprint in advance, although you do not need to do so. Okay, it's just saying that you don't need to do that. How it's called on the blueprint. Okay.
It's time.
Order. Court is in session. In the case of the German people against members of NSDAP Local Group Munich, the defendants stand accused of the murder.
Judge Ernst Braun, Counsel Rudolf Scharm, represent, and Counsel Sigmund Hauptner, represent.
How do you plead?
Innocent.
It's
not guilty then.
Not guilty, of course. This whole investigation is a farce.
No. I call on the prosecution, Miss Katz. It's time to present your theory.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
His name Ernst Naumann was an innocent civil.
Hans Naumann was innocent. This bears repeating. And yet he was taken from his own home and killed.
It deserves justice.
That this case has remained closed for a failure that we must put right. Mr. Chairman, on April 28th, Hans Naumann was shot dead.
Yes.
Taken from his house under false pretenses, he was brought to the temporary location of the district office. He was locked in a brewery cellar, a damp storage room adapted into a makeshift cell. That's where, shortly later, he would be killed.
Okay, let me see only. I can't do nothing. I can't even press on the 5.
His execution was ordered by Herbert Schwarz, the district leader for the city of Munich. As the senior member of the NSDAP involved in the crime, he bears the main responsibility for Mr. Naumann's death. Mr. Schwarz is unfortunately deceased and as such cannot be tried. This does not, however, absolve his subordinates of their culpability.
Thank you, Ms. Katz. Does the defense have anything to add?
No, Mr. Chairman. We agree with the version presented by the prosecution.
Okay.
See, it was all Schwarz.
That's right, we were just following his orders.
Silence! Mr. Scharm, please remind your defendants of the appropriate behavior in court. Let the record show that the prosecution and defense are in agreement. Let's proceed. Ms. Katz?
You have proven your claims for this step. Whew. Thank God. Okay, who went to the cell where Mr. Naumann saw the 3 of them?
The defendants went to the prisoner's cell.
Objection, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Schickert has testified, under oath, that it was only himself and local group leader Faltmann who went to the cell.
It's the truth. Kiebitz was too busy kissing Schwarz.
That's enough. Mr. Schickert, do remember where you are. Ms. Katz, can you present any evidence to support your claims? Today, if you would.
Nothing, Mr. Chairman.
Objection sustained. Let the record show that the prosecution's allegations are deemed not proven. Please continue.
You were unable
Ms.
to back
Katz.
up your claims with evidence? How? I didn't even have the choice to do nothing. Who resisted Faltmann? How I could prove the second one? Huh? I didn't have nothing to prove to say that he was in there. How I could prove that?
Having seen the victim, Mr. Falkman began to question the order. As we learned from the testimonies, Mr. Norman's age and physical frailty were evident. How could this be the man? How could he be guilty? The defendants had arrested him for tearing down a flag from its flagpole and beating up an officer. A tall flagpole, a young officer. Mr. Falkman concluded the man to be innocent. He refused to shoot.
Objection. This theory of the prosecution runs contrary to Mr. Schickert's testimony. He was the one to refuse the order.
Miss Guts, if you have any proof to back your theory, now would be the time to present it. Miss Guts?
I'm afraid I do not.
Objection sustained. Let the record show that the prosecution... Miss Guts, if you would...
How I claim? How I prove? I don't have nothing saying. I have nothing saying how to do that.
With the doubts for threats by Mr. Schickert, he wasn't going to allow for this sort of insubordination. An order was an order. If his co-defendants continued to object, he would report them. And not just to Mr. Schwarz, to the Gestapo. I trust the implications of such a report are clear.
Objection.
Mr. Hauptmann?
I couldn't help but notice a certain lapse in logic. How can the prosecution claim that Mr. Schickert both resisted the order and then made threats? According to Mr. Schickert, he was the target of the threats, which were issued by Mr. Falkman.
Miss Guts, otherwise I will be forced to...
I can't, Mr. Chairman.
She can't do nothing to prove.
Objection. Miss Guts, proceed to...
We've established the course of the crime up to its final moment. Only one question remains. Who shot? Who killed Hans Naumann?
How I can prove if nothing works?
Defendant, he might have followed orders. He might or might not have resisted. He might have been coerced. But in the end, the truth remains the same. Karl Schickert shot and killed the victim.
I must object, Mr.
Let's hear it.
Mr. Schickert maintains he's innocent. That Mr. Kiebitz, and not him, was the one to shoot the victim. Two witnesses might agree, but that can hardly be considered enough to prove a man guilty, especially considering the seriousness of the crime.
Miss Guts, if you would, I will record whenever you're ready, Miss Guts.
I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I have nothing.
I have nothing. Hello.
Object. I have heard enough. Having this court has reached the defendant Karl Schickert, defendant Alf as all three defend. While it is the prosecution has failed, gentlemen. With that,
I can do nothing to present. The real case summary contains spoilers. Sorry. So, they only explain, do this on the fucking thing, on the thing. Okay. I can't present nothing. What the fuck? I can't present proofs. So, that guy teaches one thing, and you go to the court and it's other thing. I can't present proofs. I have papers for nothing. What? Karl Schickert and a second group member shot the victim. I can't do that. I can only put one. What the fuck happened? Like...
The Naumann case. Forgettable. One might almost... What is another? What is the death? With all that they keep... If Faltman...
Obligate me to do what?
With his to go read it as a killer in the Hammond. Yet had it inst F1, but she had for it and...
Like this bullshit.
That's
how I can do something? Like, I couldn't even present proofs. So, Peter say how to do. We get a tutorial about that. But then you can do shit. Like he says, you need to prove things. Okay, oops, you can't do shit. Our character always say that doesn't have shit. This I don't understand. Why I can't do nothing? The court layout must begin after you have it cannot prepare your conclusion here on the blueprint in advance. Although you don't need to do so. Okay, I don't need to do. But when I go to the court I can't do nothing. Like, what happened? Why I can't do nothing then? Like, I'm confused. Like, the others doesn't work because, like, oh, Mr. X says he was with Schwartz. No, there's others that say that everyone is in here. Like, what the hell is happening? So I have proof that everyone is in here, and only one says, and it's only about this guy. Like, huh? Why it says that this guy was in here when the other two they said all were in here? Why this is the one that is correct? Like, huh? This is why I don't understand. It contradicts everything that we have. Sorry, but it contradicts everything that we have. Because even in here, the gun, it says, it's this, Schickert. So Schickert is in here. But these two say Al is in here. Where is the proof that says this guy was in there? This I don't understand. Where is the proof? Where is the proof that say that not everyone was in there? That's why I'm now reading it, like, where is the proof? That's why I say it's like, I think miss something. Because this is only for that. This only shows there is nothing to prove they were or not in there. Because it is like their history. This is only the testimony. Because Mr. Schickert are made to follow him to the cell. Here is a proof that everyone is in there. Like, huh? Oh, only because one guy said it? Only because one guy said it's already different? Because it's free saying in the cellar. What? There is no proof anywhere. There is no proof anywhere that's saying this guy was there. Where is the proof? It, like in here, who resisted the order? everyone like should say that Faltman, because I saw Mr. Norms bent by age and refused to follow the order. Mr. Faltman saw the victim and refused the order to go through. But wait, you go to the court and it's Mr. Faltman told me to shoot suicide, but I resisted. Why it's this that we need to follow? Who knows? There is no explanation for that. That's why I'm saying, like, where's the how someone can know about that? Because you don't have any paper saying, because these are the statements that they gave. So following their statements, we make the proof. But why then is like, do you have proofs? And our character is, nope, nope, nope. Like, let me present. Why there is nothing to present? Like the character says, nope. It doesn't help for nothing. Because according it's like this, because you can't present nothing, I think, not pressing space, I think.
Miss Katz.
I believe I'm done.
Right. I hope shall we go?
Let's go.
Because if not, I'm not understanding.
It's time.
Our court is in the case of the German people against the defendants. I call on the prosecution. It's time to present.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Hans naam was in
Hans Naumann, this bears repeat. And yet, that this a failure that Mr. Chairman. On April 20, taken from he was locked. That's where. His execution as the seat, Mr. Schwarz's. This does not.
Thank you, Miss Katz.
No, Mr. Chairman. We agree.
Let the record. Let's proceed, Miss.
The defendants Faltman and Schickert went.
Objection. As per Mr. Kiebitz's and Mr. Faltman's testimony, both of them went to the cell, together with Mr. Schickert.
Miss Katz, can you present any today, if you would?
Nothing, Mr. Chair.
Objections.
I don't understand. She already said that I don't have proof. Because now it changed. Like I said. Because you change, you need to present proofs. How I present them? I need to present the proofs. I knew it. So something is not reading the button that needs to be pressed. Huh? Oh, Schwartz was in here now? Okay. Because like I knew, we need to present the proof. So something went wrong in there. It's like I knew something went wrong, so I need to go to the settings to see something. Accessibility. Interact, well, while listen to a witness, there are certain moments where you can interrupt. No. It's not this. No, there is nothing like for me to say. Because in court you have to present your theory created by the blueprint. Press play. Try to see in here because it shows something. It's only that shows. Can read statements. Maybe like after applying conclusion to show Coco prepared in the conclusion menu. Please keep in mind that this is not confirmed conclusion correct. Conclusion menu. Where is that conclusion menu? In here? Why don't say to do this? Why it says go to the court? Say in here that I need to do this. Because we only train with Peters, but then is go to the court say no. Now do the preparation these things. Okay. Who went to the cell where Mr. Naumann was held captive? Sticker and then the other one. I should determine who stay behind with Schwartz. Nobody, because everyone went there.
This makes sense.
Why it says in here, oh, I should determine who stay behind with Schwartz. Nobody stay with Schwartz. Why it says that? Who resisted the order? I should take a look into dismissals for insubordination. Heritage proven to be a good member of NSAP. The file closed him. There is no annotations. This is about Jan Naumann. Spurt was arrested by Gestapo. This is what is hard to know, because these only the testimonies that we have. Nothing else. Against Alfred is only that. Nothing else, so it has to be in here. I should take a look into dismissal insubordinations, but there is nothing. This is what I don't understand. And they've proven to be a good member. I'm not understanding. Who resisted the order? Select documents you need to put free. How I can prove that? I don't understand. Where is that? Like, this issue, there is no, like, in terms of tutorial, they are for this part, like for the blueprint is easy to understand. The problem is after that, like, oh, this thing, oops, you decide how, like, try to read all the papers and understand how, because there is nothing to help you. Then when you go to the court, there is nothing saying you need to prepare this. No, so only say go to the blueprint. Wrong, you need to do this too. Like they forgot. It's like they forgot the rest, and like we don't understand the exact nothing in here. Like, who resists the order? I should take a look into dismissals for insubordinations. Nothing. I go in here. Heritage proven to be a good member. Career path. Nothing. We go to the other. Nothing. And nothing. How I can prove subordination? How I can prove that? There is no papers. There was an official order on how to deal with insubordinations. What paper? There was a paper about insubordinations. Not this one. Not this. Where is that paper? This is only the equipment. Not this one. This one. One of the suspects was removed from the party at some point. One of the suspects was removed from the party. Huh? The date of the removal can be connected to the date of the murder. What? One of the suspects was removed from the party? Party? At some point. One of the suspects. This one. What is the other? The date of the removal can be connected to the date of the murder. Yes, that is this, because the date of the murder, 28, right, is... I didn't want to do that. The case is... the guy died... okay, only to make sure. Oh, it takes out everything. Oh my god. It takes out everything from us. What was the other? Why it takes out everything? Like, come on. The date of the removal, one of the sets was removed from the party, so maybe we need to put the photo of the guy. Right? Maybe we need to put the photo. I think. Because insubordination, the say was removed. One of the suspects was removed from part at some point. The date of the removal, right? Removal from part removal can be connected to the date of the murder. So it says local group member until this is the date of the murder. And this guy.
It must have been like this.
Who threatened with the Gestapo if the order was refused? So in here, is it everything correct? The district mentions someone returned to his office with him. The district leader? The driver is mentioned in connection with a member number? What? Huh? The district leader? That was Schwarz, right? Schwarz? The district mentions someone returning to his office with him.
It must have been like this.
Dude, nothing works, already stuck. What the hell? I can't press anything! Oh no, it's bugged now, everything. Oh no. Oh no, it got bugged. Fuck's sake, man, it gets everything bugged. Jesus. Yeah, I can't even load! I can't even go to my menu. Oh my god. It glitched out. How is this possible? Dude, I can move and everything. But it got bugged? Yeah. Like this part bugged out everything. Look. I can't even load the game. What the hell is this, man? What the hell happened? Oh my god, he got logged! Oh my god. Look, the game is walking in by himself! Look! Oh my god, this is not even tested already. Oh my god, he got bugged out automatically. Look, it's all dude, why is this nowadays? Oh my god, I can't do it. Like in the beginning the game starts to be good because of the story, like it's based on real events, it seems. That's always a good thing, but then it's like it reached to a certain point that they forgot to explain the better the story, because we go to the Peters and he explains that thing, even that we don't understand very well. It's only like to explain that before the court you need to prepare everything, right? To blueprint and that. But then you go to the last witness and the game is like, go to the blueprint and then go to court. No, you need to say prepare the conclusions, not go to the court. No, what happened? What I think is that they forgot. It shows then after that the game got all bugged. Like they forgot to say before going to court prepare the conclusions and the blueprint. Like that, you know. Okay, we need to do the conclusions and the blueprint. You need to go to that board, because no, they only say go to do blueprint, prepare, right? Put the everything on the correct position and it's done. But the issue is, no, you need to do that, the paper, and then it's like got everything bugged. I can't even load it now. Look, everything is glitched. And now it's always walking for, like, the game glitched out because it's like passes some time of recording and the game glitched out. It can't be like that. So what it feels like, the game has potential, but it feels like they start to rush out, like, oh, you need to go to the court, and everything got like rush out, like the conclusions, it's not well explained what you need to present, because you're like, okay, I understood that we need to read the papers and everything. But like the first one, when we are with Peters, he says one of the hints signed with the district leader, right, the Schwarz. There is like 2-3 papers with that signature. how a player knows what is the correct one. Again, they shouldn't say with the signature of the district leader. They should say like the paper is describing something, right? And the hint should say this describing X, and you know, okay, is this paper? Not like, oh, it's signed with the district leader. I have 3 papers with district leader, signed by him. What is the fucking paper? I need to put randomly, right? I need to put random to see if it's correct or not. It's not like that. So it shows that when they were doing the part of the conclusions, right, the prepared conclusions for the to go to the court, it shows that they didn't prepare correctly, like in terms of details that you need to give, like on the hints, instead of giving the correct details for on hints to the player understand. No, they are like, it has to have X, it has to have X, and it's like a signature of the security. You know, okay, the name is Schwartz, but there's 3 papers. What is the paper correct? Because it doesn't explain more. Like that is subordinate. A paper that talks about insubordination. You need to read and, okay, I find something about insubordination. Put that. But can be, again, can be wrong. Can be wrong. So what I will change is like, when you are preparing the conclusion, I understand that it's trying to be realistic as possible, right, to real life. When you are doing to try to prove like your conclusions, you never know if it's correct or not. Correct. So I understand that they try to be like to be realistic, right? But this is a fucking video game. Just let the player see if it's correct or not. Like you put, right, and the game will say it's correct. And you are like, okay, because you want to see the story. You don't want to get stuck or I need to fix something because some paper is wrong. But you okay, you can say, but you know when it's correct, right? Because when you are presenting on court, if it appears like say that is correct, everything is correct in there. Okay, I understand that, but I think players will want to, when you are preparing the conclusions, to say if it's correct or not, like that you know that when you go for court, you're gonna see everything being proved correctly. Right? And not get, something was wrong. I need to load the fucking game and go back and change some papers because you never know if it can be 1, 2 or 3 papers. If they don't want to do that, only on conclusions, right? You have the questions, instead of putting 3 papers, only 1, because like that the player knows, okay, it's only 1 paper that you put. If that is wrong, you change that paper and it's done. You're not like, oh, it's 3 papers, can be this and this. So, and then it happens, this glitch. I don't know why, but it's not the first time that I see games where the character walks in front and you can't move. It's like a glitch. But again, it's a game with potential, but again, some issues, bad explanation on tutorial, on tutorial too, because they don't explain very well. The hints are not the best, because I already play other games that have better hints than this. But again, if you like this type of games, detective, you're gonna enjoy this one, because not only you have to talk with witness, you're gonna see the past, right, to see what happened in there, find clues, additional clues that can help you, more information for you. The story too, it's good. I can say that the story is good. They say it's based in real events. They are good. The only thing that they change is the names, of course. That's the normal thing that they do. But the game has potential. But again, is the small details that can hurt the game. And then, of course, this type of glitch that I can't even load the game. It's like I need to get out of the game and then come back to the game. And yes, I need only to load it, but I need to stop the video and put everything together, and I'm not going to do that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy it, and see you guys next time.